How many shots? How many shots do you have? How many?
Well, I'm not doing shots because I don't
right.
I don't have
the
any
beer
liquor.
chug. Yeah.
Well, I think
How many of those are you going to do?
I don't know. I'll
How many
start with
times did you get tagged?
I got tagged twice, but I don't feel compelled to really have to do it. But I will definitely start the show with one because I'm extremely thirsty and I've been waiting now for about 10 minutes to drink this. So
yeah, okay. Likewise. So all right. So we'll just start right there then. So I have been called out. J Mike, you're in on this too, by the way. I don't know if you're participating here with us live. I just actually remembered that you're in on this. My own very co-host is in on this. We've had this what is this?
People are just trying to be social with each other, I think.
Yeah. Social distancing. Shout out to staying at home. Keep doing that. But there's
drink at home, people.
Yeah, there's a video kind of stream going around, at least between, I don't even know if it's like within the FF community, if that's how it started, whatever. But people have been tagging everyone kind of all day, last few days, to have a shot or a beer to promote the social distancing, and then you're supposed to tag some people, 5 people, whatever, to keep it going. Maybe John and I, Bosch and I, J Mike and I, all of us will tag people later. But for now, I am making amends with whoever tagged me on the first go around. 3 people tagged me, and this is the open bar, bucko. You think I'm going to cut it short and just do one? Heck no. So I'm on 1, Bosch. I don't know, J Mike. I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm on number 1.
All right. So I guess I have to record this on my phone too to reply. Is that's the that's we got to do this, right?
Okay. Yeah, we can. This is complicated. So now I have to record too. Oh, jeez.
I know.
Man. All right.
Double fisting phones and drinks.
Yeah, look at you guys.
All right. So as I open the bar, I'm going to have my drink here with Gabe. This is in reply to Zach Reed and Derek McCreath. I don't know that I'll be tagging anybody after this, but definitely stay home and drink, folks. No need to go out and drink. Plenty to drink here. Cheers.
Cheers indeed. This goes out to whoever the heck tagged me to do this, and you're next, whoever I tagged later on.
So Gabe, for the folks that are not able to currently watch you do what you do, for those in podcast form, shout out to all of you. What exactly was the drink of choice there that you wanted to kick things off with?
That one, I thought I was actually I thought I was going to drink Reposado. That's what my mind was prepared for, but I actually had an Irish whiskey. So, yeah.
Very good. I can dig that. A little late on the St. Patty's Day, apparently, since we didn't touch on it last week. You might as well catch up a week later.
It's open bar fashion. Okay.
It's kind of what we do. So shout out to one of my favorite. And by favorite, I mean low-priced grocery stores here in the Natty. Bosch knows all about this. Good old Aldi.
I love Aldi.
I do too. Aldi has a wonderful Kenru Blue is what it's called. And I guess it's an Aldi brand. But anyhow, it's a Belgian white. And it's actually not bad at all. So I know I have plenty to pay out between Sal and everyone else. Likely won't be recording this, but cheers to you fellas. Stay home, y'all. Be flatten the curve, be smart, keep your behinds at home. Please.
Keep your behinds at home. You probably got tagged so much you're just doing it by the ounces, aren't you, J Mike?
Apparently.
Yeah.
That's what's going on over here.
All right. Well, hey, welcome to the open bar. It's March. It's the 24th. Yep, that's it. We are live indeed. It is Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern-ish. And man, do we ever take any time off, J Mike? It's just it's like Tuesday, grind, Tuesday, grind, Tuesday, grind. We don't stop.
Listen, with everything that's going on right now, people do not any longer have an excuse not to join us, not to grind alongside us. And when I say alongside us, I mean essentially by joining us on Tuesday nights. Feeling like Craig from Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got to do. Now stay home and kick it with your boys in the open bar. Laugh a little bit, talk fantasy, get caught up on all the latest happenings like Robbie Anderson crushing Curtis Samuel's dreams. I love it. It's fun stuff.
I mean, I thought it was just odd that the Jets just replaced Robbie Anderson with Robbie Anderson ish.
What? Huh?
I mean, open bar ish, right? With
much
Rashad.
worse hair. With much worse hair.
Ooh.
Wait, we should put a poll out on that because the mugshots on both of them would not be too tantalizing.
Yeah, that's true. We could do a side by side and put it to the polls. Well, shoot, let's start there. Introductions. Sounds like someone's got something to say about hair, and Pricer apparently has the better hair amongst all these folks. So, Matt, first of all, welcome to the show. Happy to have you. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me. I started feeling bad about asking people the question, "Is everything okay?" Because obviously, it's not everything okay. But so I started asking, are you okay?
I think that's a good thing to ask.
Yeah.
I had actually never seen Robert Anderson's hair, and I take that back. It might be close. I might have to do that poll. So,
well, I was with you maybe like 2 years ago, but Robbie Anderson 2019 is a different story. He went with it. All right. And look, we wanted to do a crossover episode on accident. Sorry, Outhouse. This was not against you by any means, but we just actually like these two guys a whole lot more than you. These are the facts. It's true. So Matt's the first, John Bosch is the second. That just happened. I would never put you two in any order ever. I would never do such a thing. But Bosch, my man, bar tab's coming up. I'm starting to sweat, bringing the spreadsheets out. How are you doing? Happy to see you. What's good?
I'm doing all right. Let's hope it's coming up. That's
true. That's a good point.
we all need that. So let's hope that the NFL draft happens as scheduled and we can all do our rookie drafts and then sit in limbo and wait and see what happens with the NFL season.
Yeah. I did get an update recently that they said it was still going as planned for the draft. I don't know. I'm surprised by that a little bit. I just picture it's so funny that we've done these fantasy football drafts on the internet for so long, through whichever app that you're using. Not so much a slow draft as the NFL draft, but that'd be kind of interesting. If they did the NFL draft like that.
It'd be awesome. And everybody's just they're all on a Google Hangout or not a Hangout because they can't do enough. They're all on StreamYard, obviously.
Yeah. And they got Goodell up there and they bring him in to whatever, invite him to the Google Hangout, the StreamYard. Yeah, that'd be great.
The comment section is just nothing but a big string of boo.
The Jets fans. Yeah, for sure. They're not going to like whatever it is. All right. And last, but certainly not most.
That shot is already getting to Gabe.
Completing.
Guys,
Gabe,
I'm not going to make it through this podcast. I can't believe people called me out 3 times and I don't even have to do that. I'm whatever. Okay. So
I don't need a reason to drink a beer.
Yeah, exactly. Bobby, our guy, our dude, possibly up there for the most hated, most visited guest on this show. Dude, I miss you for one. How are you doing?
I don't know that you do miss me. It sounds
I
like
do.
you
I have to open up with hate. It's a psychological thing. So it's kind of the door in the face technique. All right. You just slam it back. And then I'm like, wait, but you still kind of love me a little bit. I know you do.
I don't know, Gabe. I might need some social distancing from you right now.
Dang.
But I'm very happy to be here. Always happy to be with these guys. Matt, it's been a while since we podcasted. We need to fix that outside of this. Bosch, I talk to you like every day, but I don't think I've seen your face in like 2 years. So nice to see you.
How's Superflex going, guys?
I was just about to say we got the double crossover.
That's true. Oh wow.
Crossover.
I didn't even. Wow.
It's going so well. Like we have like 45 episodes in the can. Bobby's just like waiting to edit them all.
We've been waiting.
Russ
We
edit?
knew everybody would be stuck inside when we started to hear reports coming out. So we've just been waiting to release those 45 episodes.
45 episodes.
I heard that the peak is going to be a day 45, so we wanted to give you guys an episode a day till we get to that peak.
Nice.
Is that really when it's supposed to peak?
Who knows? There's
Day 45,
a million models out there, but
day one.
When was day one? I don't know. I think we're like a weekend, maybe, if that.
I have no idea. Well, on a lighter topic, I switched over to 50 West Ocean City Strawberry Ghost now. J Mike, here's a local. This is yummy.
Yeah. 50 West does good stuff. Really enjoy them.
I bet they deliver locally to you right now, too.
Didn't think about that.
A lot of the Cincinnati breweries are delivering within Cincinnati.
I had no idea of that. Wow.
Not over the river to me, though.
I think that's been one of the more interesting things, at least in this time that we've had for social distancing, is even in this short amount of time that I've had in the house, because I'm typically a homebody, I'm kind of reevaluating just the value of being able to spend time with people, like when you can't, or when you're doing this thing where you shouldn't. It's one of those things now where I just feel like maybe, just maybe, I should go out and be way more social with people. I enjoy interacting. I enjoy interacting on podcasts and on Twitter, and maybe I should make my time count. And then I wake up from whatever stupor I was in and recognize, you know what? No, I'm really, really enjoying this introvert life. This is good. This is really good.
The problem with that is you only want to hang out with the people you want to hang out with, but when you go out, you got to hang out with all of the people, which is 99.9% of the world that I don't want to hang out with. So yeah, this is like an introvert paradise kind of, right? Yes. I was thinking today that those, like, one of the industries that probably is making a lot more money than they were before are Twitch streamers, those video game players that make ridiculous amounts of money. They're probably making even more money now to play video games.
Yep.
And it makes me jealous. I wish
I'm still waiting for the guy that does the marble racing. Me and my daughter just can't wait. Like, that dude needs to do live on Twitch. Like, totally. Just I don't need to watch a YouTube video or watch it on Twitter. Like, I want live on Twitch. Come on, man. Those
things are surprisingly engaging.
Oh, they're so much fun.
I got 2 girls into it the other night. I was like, you guys got to check this out. And then by the second video, they were like cheering on, "Go Deep Ocean, go Deep Ocean."
It's so terrible, but it's
so fun. Okay.
We're so deprived.
Matt's just talking casually about how he had 2 girls over watching marble videos.
I
mean, dang.
2 girls over watching marble videos.
That's the secret, you guys. That's how you get them. Hey, ladies, you want to watch some marbles?
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, I see you.
I mean, think about it. Like, if he put those up live and you could bet on them, it'd be a game changer.
Oh yeah, we need some FanDuel marble races.
Bet on them. 100%. I wouldn't bet on horse races because I don't like that, but I would gamble on the marble races.
DraftKings and FanDuel, I have no interest in playing daily horse racing, but if you get some daily marble races on there, I'm in.
Yes.
Daily
was that corny tout that people kind of clown on Twitter? I don't know his name. Vegas something. Vegas name. Insert name. Vegas something. He was after all sports were canceled, he came out and said, like, archery and I don't know, darts or something. I don't know. He said that he had like all the lines on those and he had the right picks for all that. Was that real, or was he just trolling? It seemed like that was something he would genuinely do.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
No idea who we're talking about. No.
I don't
Anyone? Anyone in the so-called chat? No one.
Vegas
Okay.
Dave,
Yeah.
someone says.
There it is.
Oh,
Yep,
that's
that's the
from
name.
J-Mike.
That is the name. Oh, from J Mike. So J Mike knows. Well, J Mike, it turns out you are the co-host to this show. Could you?
I know I have no idea. I literally saw it in the chat and I just transferred it to our private chat to try to give you the boost. But shout out to the chat. It's
Smart.
like Zach was there first, and then Coach Burke hit us. What up, fellas?
No.
That's right. I always forget that there's comments on this, and you have to.
There's a lot going on. You have to. Yeah, there's a lot of focus to be diverted in different spots. At least to do it somewhat decently. I'm told. I don't know. Try to figure that out as I go.
I didn't mean to know you guys just now. I was knowing to my wife. I asked her to bring me a paper towel because a bit of my Irish whiskey spilt on the desk, and she was telling me to Zamboni it.
And
if
you're
not
wasting
familiar-
a paper towel on that? You just suck that up and let it dry.
No, well, that's what the Zamboni is. That's what she was telling me to do. That's what we always used to do back in like these dirty, disgusting houses we live in that like not a drop could go to waste. So she's telling me to Zamboni that, and I said, no way.
And you've got the beard that leaves no drops behind.
No
That's a
drops
missed
behind.
opportunity. That's a missed opportunity.
All right. Hey, I want to get to this before you even speak another word, J Mike, because this is my guy right here. And I want to shout him out too, because I have something to say about that. First of all, thanks for coming to watch the Open Bar live Tuesdays, 9:30 Eastern-ish. And if you happen to be in the so-called chat, which this person evidently is, I don't know how this comment is coming up on the screen, but it apparently is. Commish McGriff, our dude. J Mike, I hope you have him scheduled soon. He says, what?
No, go for it.
Does he say no? There's
No.
no way. He's not saying no.
I can't remember where we left things, but I'm pretty sure he's supposed to get back. He's supposed to get back.
Okay.
He's supposed to get back to me.
All
He
right.
is. He's big time now. I think that's really what it
true.
came down to.
That is true. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Commish McGriff, Mr. Deltron himself. G looks good in that tank. Clearly not skipping AD push-ups. And these are facts right here, man. If you're not here live to come and see these big boys, all right, you don't get to see that goat, all of the goat. You usually just get to see the head and the horns, but today you get to see the whole thing, man, booty included, okay? So come on down here live to the Open Bar Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern-ish. 80 push-ups, though. Open Bar reference. I've seen some push-ups go around on Twitter, like doing some things with, I'm not sure where that started either, but look, this is the OG right here. Watch this man do some push-ups. It's for, I think I saw Baker doing some and some other challenges around. Whatever, guys. Just because we're locked in that you're doing push-ups, like great, good on you.
This is a fantasy
You're being
football
healthy
show.
and things, but
Win.
gosh darn right.
We
it
talked
is.
about Robbie Anderson's hair, John.
That's right.
What do you
We're
want?
done.
We did. We started off with names, okay? We'll get into these AD push-ups here shortly. I'm going to make y'all do some of those. But shout out to McGriff and J Mike, what else do you have to say? What were you going to say? Tell us.
No, I'm just. I told him in the chat. I said, just tell me when. Tell me when. Tell me when. Tell me when
Okay.
you're done big timing us, being the DLF superstar that you've become, and tell me what's really good. Speaking of DLF superstars, we've got 3 of them obviously on the show with us tonight. I don't even want Bosh. Don't you do that. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, you.
I see Matt.
The
That's what I was going to say too.
Notice
what-
I didn't say I see Matt and Bobby. I said I see Matt.
Oh, please.
Oh man, shots fired.
Don't you have you guys both have like twice the followers that I have? I'm nothing.
You're literally You're on DLF.
You are the podcast.
No, that was nice
You
of
are-
you, J
yeah.
Mike.
Ryan and Dan on the podcast. I just
Nice
show
of you
up.
to lump us in with Matt.
I'm just curious at this point, because at this point I haven't tried to force issues, or I feel like I've tried to force issues of late on the show. I just want to hear what's been up with you guys. Not necessarily, obviously, life is great. It's cool. Tell me all about your life. Monopoly deal apparently is the greatest thing ever because Bosch and his family do that nightly, and I love it. But I just also want to hear your overall thoughts right now on everything that you're either doing in your leagues, the things that you're focusing on. I know we've got auctions and whatnot coming up. What trades have you done? Tell me something from your time actually in Dynasty football so that we can have some fun discussing and making fun of you. I would love that.
Well, in the Pigs leagues, we have the Devy auctions going on right now. And in one of the leagues, I actually had money and bought some players. It's really nice. I was able to get Jalen Waddle and Sage Surratt. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Tell me about those guys, John.
I was just about to say, what?
Tell me about those players.
They're both young wide receivers. I know Waddle, I had him at one point already. I got him in a trade in one of the Pigs leagues, and I traded him then for like twice what I paid or something like that. So I've already had him and flipped him once. But I kind of like him.
I think he's talking about Waddle because he remembers it as a dance that Travis May did. And
that was the wobble.
That's a good player.
Close. Travis, I do know also likes Sage Surratt. So that's why I went for him as well. It's Devy. It's kind of dart throws, but I was pretty happy to get both those guys. I don't often dabble in Devy because I never have money in any of these leagues, but I did for once. So I added those guys.
I was going to say I'm ignoring those Devy auctions like I ignore every other Devy auction. saving it for the rookie auction.
Other than me usually going in there and just bidding up people to whatever I have left up, in my money, say I have $50 and I'm like, all right, well, every player is just going to cost $50. Other than doing that, I usually just ignore them as well. But hey, I actually got players this time, so it's kind of fun.
I'm having a very hard time processing the fact that you were actually involved in a Devy draft. That really messes with everything that I know about you, Bosch. I feel like this quarantine has changed you. I think
I like Devy. I do find it intriguing. Every league that not every league, but the salary cap leagues that I've started lately, those have a little Devy aspect. I like it. It's a fun little thing. And I started doing some college football DFS last year and definitely got me, a little more interested in the college aspect. So it's fun. Hey, they're cheaper now. And if either of them hit, I can probably sell them for twice what I paid for the pair. So,
man.
Or I could just keep them and get production and stuff like that,
They will not be on your roster by the time that they are in the NFL.
Probably not.
That's what I predict.
If I'm the running and they're the bargaining chip that gets me an NFL player, you are dead right.
Yeah.
It was also strange to hear you talk about production because for the past however many years, it's just been value, 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 value. I don't give a crap about points. Just talk about value.
Points is all I care about. How much do those points cost me is important.
You care about points when it comes to garbage quarterbacks. That's when you talk about points. Everyone else is like, how much can I get in a trade for this guy?
Well, but eventually I have to score points, and literally that's all that matters to me. I don't do film or stats or anything. Just score me points and be affordable. That's all I look for.
The Eli Manning philosophy.
Oh man, so many years of Eli.
Bosch, I'm curious though, specifically for you, when you're talking these values, and obviously I think that value plays obviously it's a central figure in the movie that you play called Dynasty. When it comes to that, when you're talking Devy, how do you view Devy prospects through the prism of value? I'm curious how that works. I'm not in any Devy leagues at this moment, but I'm curious how someone like you
in Pigs 3.
No, I was once upon a time. RIP.
Okay.
RIP. But how do you view their values and how do you leverage them? I'm really curious about that.
It's tough, but for me in these bankroll leagues that we play that have Devy, basically I find that investing in a player is way better than having money. I would always want my investment to be in the player form because players I can trade way easier than money. If a player has, a couple good weeks in college, even that appeals to people. And all of a sudden there's a market for him. The money is the money is the money is the money. Like that, your bankroll, the value of money, while it does change a little bit, doesn't really get people excited in any way. but a player, it does. And you don't get taxed on the player and stuff like that. So these are just very specific leagues that are crazy. But for Devi in general, I would always rather invest in a player and have a player than some other form of asset, because a player has a chance to really increase in value quickly.
Okay.
And I am by far not even close to a big time Devi player. Like I said, I dabble just a little bit. Pigs is a pretty light Devi, and the other leagues that I play in that have it, it's, 1 or 2 per owner per year. So, I mean, deep Devi is definitely not the way that I go.
Price, does Red List have Devi?
No, I was thinking about adding it for Red List 3 coming up later this offseason, but
No,
it just seems like a pain to commish, man. Like I like commissioning leagues, but I like them to fall into the system that I have when I'm commissioning, like running it through, and when I have to add all these custom players and everything. I don't know. I might do it just because I really do like that aspect, even though I don't really play Devi. It just gives another tradable asset, But from a commish standpoint, it just seems like a pain in the butt.
For all those that basically tuned Price out after he said Red List 3's coming out. As soon as you said that, anybody who's listening is like, what? I get to get in the Matt Price League? What?
Maybe. Maybe.
Fair enough. Shout out to Zach in the chat and everybody else in the chat as well, whether you're on Periscope or on YouTube. Periscope comments flying in here, Gabe. I don't know if you saw this, but we had a couple of girls clout cookie action going on. Chef James, as you put up earlier, he put up Team Thin Mints. And of course, our good friend, Mr. Adam Wilde, says Savannah Smiles. And I did not expect him to be so basic. I really didn't.
Those are the worst of the lemon cookies.
Savannah Smiles. I forgot those were even cookies.
They don't even make them in half the states anymore. Literally, they replaced them.
Maybe
they replaced them with a good lemonade cookie.
Yeah. Okay.
Golly,
a good lemonade. Well, we won't go there. We don't need to go there. Come on, lemon.
No, let's not do Girl Scout cookie type.
No, we're not. I just don't want to talk about lemon and baking. Period. That's what my gripe is. All right.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to shout that out. Anywho, Price, your turn. What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? You mean like fantasy football related? You were asking for trades. I have made 4 trades since Thursday in Red List 2. I don't know. Is that interesting?
It is, but it's only if you put them into the Dynasty trade calculator.
I'm not doing that. You guys can do that.
Trade analyzer.
You guys can definitely.
Excuse me, sorry, I forgot about the brand. The DLF
the brand, bro.
Analyzer. Yep.
Come on, Gabe.
We don't like you guys. Dynasty trade calculator. This.
Hey.
No.
I don't mind them.
No, that's what you said. We don't like them here. We don't like that. No, we don't like them. We're DLF to death, baby.
What happens if you're both? Whatever happens if you just sit on the fence and never pick a camp?
Loophole John.
It gets really uncomfortable, I'll tell you.
I can't even. That's so absurd,
You lay
Gabe.
face first, as Dwight says,
Unnecessary beef, unnecessary bloodshed here.
That's right. I'll start.
Price, bring it. What do you have, Price?
Okay, the first one was, and this was a trade I didn't really want the other person to accept, but he had sent me a bunch of offers for Mark Andrews. So finally I replied and sent him a request for Josh Allen for my Mark Andrews. This is a Superplex and a 2 tight end league. So tight ends are pretty valuable. So I picked up Josh Allen as a quarterback 3 for Mark Andrews, which left me with only Dallas Goedert at tight end, which I was not super happy with. I had Jack Doyle too, but you know how that goes. And then I made another trade. I sent Josh Allen, the guy I just got, Marlon Mack, and Dallas Goedert for Drew Brees as my quarterback 3, and also got Kareem Hunt and George Kittle. So upgraded that one tight end spot.
Woo.
But still, only one
right
tight
there.
end in a 2 tight end league with, Jack Doyle sitting there behind. So I went out and I actually bought Eric Ebron for basically the value of about about a little less than a mid-second by $85, which is about the 2.24, the 36 team league. Which I don't know how you guys feel about Eric Ebron, but I'm kind of excited about him in Pittsburgh. It's the first time I've ever been excited about Eric Ebron and like his entire career. So now I have Ebron and Doyle. Sorry, I had Ebron, Doyle, and Kittle at that point. And then today I just went and sold Doyle for the equivalent of a late second. So I'm back down to 2 tight ends, but I felt like that was enough to get some rookie money and, maybe buy another player before the rookie draft. So basically I went from Andrews and Goddard to Kittle and Ebron after all those trades. And I also picked up a third quarterback too. My starters are Mahomes and Goff. And so I picked up Breeze as kind of like the third guy.
Man.
Yeah, I'd say that series worked out for you.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I think you feel okay.
I feel okay.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm in that league and I saw those moves and I just went, well, I guess this is happening.
I didn't think I was ever going to move Goddard and Andrews because I like them both a lot. But, sometimes it happens when you move players you don't want to move.
Yeah, those emails felt like they came in super quick, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
I'm trying.
They're like back to back to back.
I'm trying to get you guys to, do some trades.
I mean, Russ is my co-owner. You should yell at him more because he will make trades.
And
There were
he's
some
in the
other-
chat right now, so
There's been a few other deals lately. Someone today was complaining about one. What was the Haskins one? Chris Hampton, who you guys have probably played in Pigs leagues with, he gave up Dwayne Haskins to Big Perm for Nick Foles and a 2022 round 3 pick. 2022 third, and Nick Foles for Haskins.
Pretty heavy on Haskins that side.
People said like that you got a steal in Haskins, but then Chris said that he's been sitting on his trade bait for like 3 months and no one's ever sent him an offer for him.
Yeah.
So
The answer is always, well, what did you offer?
right, exactly.
Every single time. Gabe, you ready for number 2?
What? Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Who are you shouting out this time?
What color do y'all want?
Is this a red or blue
darker
pill? Oh,
or clear?
both sound dangerous.
Both
dark.
are from Mexico.
Okay, imports. All right, sweet.
My gut said darker.
Dark. Okay. And John Bosch is already going down. All right. Do I have to do this again? Do I have to record again? You didn't even record this time. Come on, man.
Now I
Come
got
on.
lazy.
You got to stick to this, man. You got to stick to this.
Zach's watching, so that one's for you, Zach.
All right. Well, here we are on the open bar live Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern ish. It's a little bit past the ish at this point, and John Bosch is just really making me put him down.
You're getting bar tab offers later.
He'll pretend like he didn't see him.
So
Everybody
more of
else,
this,
keep
quarantine-
tagging Gabe. He got like an
In the-
hour
in the
before he
box
got
chat, Matt, can we go back to? Go ahead, Gabe. Sorry.
Down. Sorry. No. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Go.
Oh no, he's gone. Bryce, what is Can we go back to Ebron for a second?
Sure.
I'm very, very curious everybody's thoughts on Ebron because I feel like the community has gone just full hate on Ebron at this point, and especially with the fact that he landed in Pittsburgh. I actually don't hate that for him. I don't necessarily know where I have him. And Bosch, please remind me at some point in the episode to please go back to the future rankings thing because I finally finished quarterbacks and I'm in like the first few tiers of running backs. So I want to talk about that at some point. Anyway, Eric Ebron. I at this point, he's probably still dirt cheap. Can I throw out a 301 and get Eric Ebron, you think, inside in premium leagues?
Probably.
Yeah, I think right now, probably like right after the trade happens, people are gonna be like, oh, like they raised their eyebrows a little bit. But I think you're right; they're still pretty down on him. I bet if you waited a week or two when people have forgotten about the new signing, you'd definitely be able to get that done. But it depends on the premium too, though.
I
Let's
agree
see
with
where-
Matt on that. Right after the news is not the time to be trying to send a third for him just because someone's going to be like, oh no, he's the new Steelers tight end and Big Ben's going to be back and make him super relevant. I'd wait another week or two.
So in March,
I'd pay a third. I'd sell for like a mid to late second if I get that.
but to me, again, it depends on the premium. Like if it's 2 tight end, I think he's quite a bit more valuable than just like 1.5 points per reception, and starting only 1. But in March ADP, he was tight end 33. Obviously, that's before the trade, so it'll be interesting to see where he jumps up to in April. My guess would be like mid to late tight end too, like somewhere in like the late teens, early 20s.
And Bobby, you're probably right that this is not the time. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say he's only 26, like you guys. He's only 26 right. Somehow. He's been in the league forever somehow, but he's only 26.
Yeah, because he was super young guy when he first came in the league. First round, obviously. Been on a couple different teams now. But I think the beauty becomes a lot of things are aligning well for him in Pittsburgh from an overall standpoint. But go ahead, Bobby. I don't want to step on whatever you're about to say.
Oh, no, I was just saying that was Matt's point. I can't take credit. As we said earlier, he's like the main DLF guy. Bosch and I are
Stop it.
And he's dirt cheap, right? And dirt cheap. And you're probably right. Not you. Oh my gosh. No. Because at this point, you're probably right. If you throw anything out for him, people might be thinking about it because his name's in it. But if the draft continues as planned, as scheduled, right before the draft or even right after the draft, when the Steelers take a wide receiver or two or whatever that looks like, then all of a sudden Ebron's an afterthought again, and maybe that pushes the value for him down. But I'm really curious what he goes for right now in the midst of leagues. I want to throw some thirds out to see if I can get him. I'm
gonna look him up. You guys keep talking, but I'm gonna look him up, see if he's gone anywhere in the trade analyzer.
Okay, yeah, I find Ebron to be interesting, and actually, I'm going to look up all this research happening right now. Open bar research central. Where do you guys? So if he was tight end 33 prior to the trade, I'm going to pull up ADP because I want to be able to see where you guys would have him.
Do you know where he was last year at this time though? He was like tight end 7.
Wow.
It was just coming off of that 13 touchdown season, and people were optimistic.
That's right. He was scoring all over the place. That's right.
It's a value at almost like whatever price you can get him at right now, I would argue. Unless you just really think that Vance McDonald's is going to keep the job and stay healthy,
It's a weird thing to say, but Jack Doyle might also be a value right now.
I agree.
Rivers going there.
I agree.
Who would you rather be targeting? If you're trading for an Indianapolis Colts target, who are you trading for right now?
You mean a former Indiana Colts target and a current?
No, current Colts targets.
Oh, current Colts targets.
Paris Campbell because he's cheap.
Yeah, Paris Campbell would be one. Jack Doyle would be another. Yeah. I'd say
Nyheim Hines.
But people are really starting to talk about Hines, so his price has probably started to raise to the point where I'm not interested, which is a signature John Bosch thing to say. I've been talking to him way too long.
But you have to catch Bosch on the right day at the right time, like right after he's put clothes in the laundry. Because if you say no to Bosch in that moment and you come back and he's already put the dry sheet in, closed the door, turned it on to the air fluff or whatever he uses that's extra fancy to keep his starch nice, then he's not going to want to do the trade anymore. And it's so funny because Bosch is like, no, like my motivations have changed in the last 35 seconds. Like I don't want to trade anymore now.
Wait, do I seriously have that reputation? It's true. I mean, that's 100% true. That has happened. That has happened so many times where like an hour later, somebody will come back after I've said, I've sent them an offer. They've said no, and I don't counter. And then they're like, well, let's do this. And I'm like, nah, you know what? Now I'm talking to somebody else. Like I'm good. I sent my offer. You said no. Like I do move on pretty quickly.
An hour is generous. I've seen it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Legit.
Nah, things changed. Hey, things change fast. If I acquire a player, usually what happens is I'm seeking that player out in multiple leagues. And if I get a share somewhere else, I'm way less interested. Like it's all about getting my whole, portfolio where I want players. Hey, I don't have very much exposure to this guy that I like. I want to go add one. First person that I add it with, perfect. Then the second person, I don't really care then anymore. Like I accomplished the goal.
Go away, you. Go ahead, Price.
We have 3, but really 2 trades with Ebron since he was traded. I think it was on the 20th, right? Something like that.
What do you mean by we?
We're all DLF family here, Gabe. It's the DLF family podcast. I don't know.
Wait. Do you have the power to make us a DLF podcast? Yes, we made it, Gabe.
Welcome to the open bar. Tuesday.
Let me talk to Ken
live
Moody about
9:30.
No, you said it, Matt. You can't
Nah,
triple
you said
stamp
it,
double
man.
stamp.
I have
I'm-
zero
I'm-
power.
I'm adding him right now. Okay. Thanks, Matt. Really appreciate the opportunity.
What up, DLF Cam? What up? Good to be
Goodness.
here with my colleagues, my brothers in arms here at DLF. This is great, man.
Only a matter of time.
Wait, let me see. Just real quick. J Mike DLF. Is it taken on?
J Mike
Twitter?
DLF.
Just checking real quick.
Man bun DLF.
Mr. Polaris I'm sorry. Go ahead, Price.
Yeah.
No, please.
Anyway, 2 trades that we have.
We have Carlos Hyde and a 2021 third for Eric Ebron. That happened yesterday.
Carlos,
pretty
sorry,
sure-
Carlos Hyde and what?
And a 2021 third. I'm pretty sure I'm taking Ebron.
Yeah, I think so
I am
too.
too. Yeah.
This
I don't
one
even, I
is
don't even need the premium.
this one. Bosch would probably go the other way. 2.10 for Ebron.
Superflex.
No.
Ooh, not Superflex. That'd be close. I'd probably take the 210. I'd rather have the 210 because I think I can get more out of the 210 later. Man, if it was Superflex, it'd be easy 210. But I think that's right. The right range for non-Superflex, where the quarterbacks don't really mean anything.
My brain instantly went, if I'm on the clock with the 210, I can probably flip it more for Ebron. And then I just went, Bosch, get out of my head.
Yeah, why would you would you pick Eric Ebron at the 210? I wouldn't.
I mean, if you're going to take a rookie tight end at that point, like that's about the point where a second, maybe the first in this year's class, but typically like where the second or third tight end is coming off the board and you're a competing team, you probably rather go ahead and have Ebron at that point. Like I can see a scenario, but I think you're right on the clock. You probably get more for the 210, especially if somebody fell, you know.
This is interesting. According to my brothers at DLF, it looks like the rookie ADP. The rookie ADP data here. I'm showing that at 22 overall, which is the 210 and 12 team leagues, you can find yourself one Tyler Johnson.
For
take
now,
Tyler.
until
I'll
he
take
gets
Tyler
drafted
Johnson.
in like the 6th round, you know,
Right.
he probably won't be that after the draft, I would guess.
One pick behind him is Bosch's boy Eno Benjamin.
How is that possible? What? I don't.
You're not going to claim
refute that-
Eno?
I refute that statement.
He's the 1-0 Eno.
No.
Bosch,
What?
we were both there during the
Oh,
dummies.
that's what you're talking about, the dummy mock.
Uh-huh. You took Eno Benjamin, and then immediately in the chat was like, "Guys, I take it all back."
I regret.
I did not-
I regret it. I did regret that immediately. Who did I want instead of him? Was it McFarland or?
McFarland, yeah, it was McFarland.
Yeah, and as soon as I did it, I was like, "Oh man, I don't like that anymore." Yeah,
we
that's
just
great.
we just did on the last episode of DLF of our show, you guys.
Hey,
Sponsored by
family.
Where you from?
We did a rookie mock draft based on, I think it was a Pro Football Network 7-round mock, and Eno Benjamin landed in Tampa Bay, which is obviously one of the best spots.
I'm back
and-
on Eno.
And none of us in a 2-round mock took him. That's how
Oh.
we feel about Eric Ebron, or it's Eric Ebron. About Eno Benjamin, I got Eric Ebron on the brain.
Freudian slip.
He ends up in Tampa Bay. He's going in the second for sure.
I would agree with you.
Hey, don't do J Mike like that.
That people just enjoy hurting me at this point. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've become hurt.
Dang, man.
What-
I mean,
what-
Jones got the O and the S in his name. Eno's missing some letters, man. He's got to work his way up. Okay. So
basic. What's the other
Yeah.
trade you have, Price?
The other one was a little bit. I actually closed it already. It was harder. It was like
Okay.
6 players on each side, so it was harder to parse.
I want to look at March ADP, and you guys tell me what your thoughts. Basically,
March ADP from where?
you know, our brother.
He
Our
asked
brothers in
Matt
arms.
for his password and he got into DLF.
Strapped up. You know, I'm actually manipulating the data now. We move fast.
Yeah.
We basically took the Dynasty Outhouse approach.
Mhm.
Shout out to you, Russ. Basically, if you say it enough, then you just start becoming the host of things. You just start happening to find yourself in the chat of things,
Yep.
and all of a sudden you become what you say. So at this point, Gabe and I were shareholders here at DLF.
It's about
And,
time.
We'll be in touch with all you guys about your future endeavors. Anyhow, tight end ADP here. Bobby, don't look at me like that. You could be next.
About to get cut
March
like
80
Cam, son.
March 2020 ADP. Would you rather have Eric Ebron or David Njoku?
Njoku.
Njoku.
Yep.
I might take Ebron.
Dang, you're that low on Njoku now?
Well, he's not gonna do anything for Cleveland this year, and his value is gonna keep falling. Whereas Ebron might do something and rise. You know, that's how I'm thinking about it. I like Njoku as a buy though, for sure.
David Njoku currently tight end 18. Pretty precipitous fall for him. Moving on up here, Eric Ebron or Ian Thomas of Carolina fame.
Ian Thomas.
I think it's still Ian Thomas, but that's a little bit closer.
What's his name, Bosch? Josh, what's his name?
Ian Thomas?
Oh, I thought you said Eon Thomas.
No.
Eon Thomas.
Eon.
Eons.
Eon O.
I
Thomas.
mean, that might work if things break for him. He will be eons.
All right,
Ahead
last
of
one
the
I've got
game.
here. Way ahead. And again, moving on up the ADP still. And by the way, Ian Thomas, tight end 16 right now. And this is the furthest step I'll go because I think that you guys will take everybody else ahead of him. Let's just go with a Texas triangle match here. OJ Howard, Jonnu Smith, or Eric Ebron.
I think I still want the two young guys there.
I think I want OJ Howard, then maybe Ebron, then John. I don't know.
We
That's
should-
really I don't really care. I'll take all of them.
I will tell you that OJ Howard is basically as expensive as he was last year now because everybody thinks he is going to be Rob Gronkowski now. I've tried to acquire him about three different leagues, all multi-copy leagues, and everybody wanted like way more than I was willing to pay.
Factoring in price, I think it's Jonnu because people forget that Tannehill was doing really well at targeting him. So his price is pretty solid right now.
Is Jonnu cheaper than Ebron?
No, I bet it's close. I bet it's close.
So OJ Howard and Jonnu Smith, tight ends 14 and 15 respectively. So by the time you get to the fringe area there, tight end 13, we've got like Higbee, Gesicki, Goddard, a bunch of guys that I know you take over Ebron. So I find that interesting. We've got Ebron at about a fringe. Well, Price has him at about a fringe tight end 1. You guys may not be so excited about that. I think everybody else behind him, you would not be excited about either. Oh, Blake Jarwin or Eric Ebron.
Ebron.
I have him. I just looked. I have him at 16 currently.
Gotcha.
For whatever that's worth.
Also, just a heads up, you may hear my dog barking in the background because he's definitely about to do zoomies. And he always barks when he does zoomies. Yeah.
Elaborate on zoomies.
Basically around the apartment from like our couch to the other couch and jumps and it does like acrobatic flips basically.
Okay, zoomies.
Yeah, it's zoomies. It's a common term among dog owners.
I knew what you're talking about, Bobby.
Like small dog owners, though, because
Not big dogs can do zoomies too.
like how big?
I grew up with Goldens. Some of them did zoomies.
They did zoomies.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
J Mike, should I talk about the trades I made?
Yeah. Did you enter them into the DLF trade analyzer?
I didn't, but you guys are the bosses now, so I guess I'll go do that right away.
Yeah. So before you open your mouth,
Roll your roll.
Uh,
So it's a 14-team Superflex T Premium. Doesn't really matter that much because it was just rookie money. But I sent $600, which is like slightly above the 101 in total for the combination of Baker Mayfield and Brandon Cooks. And that's a league that Bosch is in as well. It's called the Rec Bobby League, which I'm pretty sure Bosch named it that.
Accurate.
There couldn't come up with a name, and he's just like, let's just call it Rec Bobby. And then it's stuck.
How does that feel to have a league named after you? It's got to be a pretty sweet honor.
Considering the people that's in it, it's pretty cool. Although there's definitely like people take the name somewhat literally sometimes when I'm like trying to trade with them, and they're like, "No, I'm trying to wreck you."
Like it's a vampire league or something that they're trying to like kill.
Like, no, that's not really the point of this league. Like, I get the name, but you're not actually. That's not the end goal here.
Brandon Cooks, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, I think he's a buy for sure.
Yeah, I got him for like the equivalent of the 201, but it's really, since it's 14 teams, that's like pick 15 in rookie cash.
201 or Brandon Cooks. Yeah, probably.
Man, that is really tough. I would wait till I'm on the clock to make that move.
My hope is that he gets traded to like the Eagles or something and becomes basically their new wide receiver one, and then the trade just looks awesome for me.
He's so scary because of the concussions, but he did have, what was it, 4 1,000-yard seasons with 3 different teams prior to 2019. So,
and I think it was at least 5 touchdowns too, something like that.
He's good if he can not die on the field, you know.
And then our dude Russ also just talked. I was hesitant to send that kind of money for Baker. I was thinking about just going after the QBs, but Russ talked me into believing in Baker and that Baker will bounce back. So if he doesn't, I will be very mad at our good friend Russ.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'm just curious, and Price, I think you bring up a good point with Cooks, and maybe it's the recency of it all, but nobody at this point right now, and I go, Gabe, you're supposed to stop me when I say stupid stuff. Nobody, everybody, all those things. So I don't hear a lot of people talking in reference to Devontae Adams' issues with concussions. And is it because we just had a season where he balled out, obviously, and didn't have the issue? But I mean, he's one of those guys who've been concussed often, and that hasn't affected his value. And I think it might be a recency thing. But right now, Cooks is, according to our analyzer here at the home DLF, Cooks is a 119.5, which puts him at about the closest pick is the 2020 204 in a super flex league.
Yeah. I can see that.
Wow.
Especially in Superflex, I can see that.
You know who's another guy you can get kind of cheap because people are scared about concussions and health issues? Sterling Shepard. He might legitimately lead the Giants in targets this season. So he's another one of those guys that you might be able to get for like a second right now. I know Bosch and I have talked about this before.
Serviceable Giants wide receiver.
I'm a big fan of buying Sterling Shepard right now.
I agree.
Your panic room was everything, Bosch.
Yeah, almost like I did an entire episode on him.
Yeah. How did that end up for you in terms of your acquisitions?
I didn't. I'm pretty sure on that episode I thought I went through all of them, but I think I got like, I don't know, 3 or 4 shares. So, and they were all rather affordable. That was a while ago, so I don't remember the exact trades, but it was definitely affordable. I felt really good about everything I got. I think it was mostly like late seconds that I paid for him, which if he ends up being the number 1 receiver on a team, I am pretty happy paying a late second. Now, granted, yeah, sure, there is some competition for him, but I don't think I'm going to get a wide receiver in the late second that will put up the same production that Sterling Shepard will right now.
Okay.
I think that's what I paid. Late second, early third, if I recall.
That's all.
Like he was cheap.
You could probably could you go look at that fancy ADP that you get from whatever site and look at Sterling Shepard versus all the other I guess just all the other Giants wide receivers. I bet every single one of them's propped up.
Slay is probably ahead of him, and Tate's probably below him. I would be
correct.
You think so?
Yeah, that was
both ahead of
the
him?
ordering. No. Tate's below.
Oh,
Slayton's ahead of him.
But what about Slayton? Slayton's ahead of him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Slayton's ahead
Slayton,
of Sterling Shepard.
people love the shiny new object, man.
Whoa.
Sterling
Yes,
Shepard,
but-
didn't he have like 40 concussions last year too, though? That's again the problem with that guy.
Darius Slayton, wide receiver 42. Sterling Shepard, wide receiver 52.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. The disrespect.
That's why I went on a buying spree, Gabe.
Okay.
I'm trying to find Golden Tate. I am not having very much success.
No, was he drafted? Control F. Control
Yeah,
F, J Mike.
I'm
That's
sorry.
true.
Right.
That is true. It's a great tool.
You know who's ahead of Golden Tate is Antonio Gandy Golden. That's fun. Oh my gosh. Wide receiver. Well, I want you guys to guess. What do you guys think Golden Tate is? What wide receiver? This includes incoming rookies.
63.
Considering Jarvis Landry and Adam Thielen are down in the 30s, I'm going to say Tate is like 72.
I think
got
Bobby's
Bryce.
closer. I'll go over that, and I don't know, 75.
Oh, Matt, you didn't just do the
76.
$1. Oh my God.
He hit you with the $1. 76.
Ah,
right ahead of Chase Claypool, Andy Isabella, and Alshon Jeffrey. Oh, and Manny Sanders is down here as well. That's going to change. I don't know, maybe not.
Isn't it? You really think where do you think Emmanuel Sanders ends up now? ADP wise.
ADP wise, I think
Yeah.
he probably
50s.
ends up at least in the 50s.
I'd say 50s. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be ahead of Jameson Crowder's at 55. He's definitely going to be ahead of him.
He's a player I don't think is going to be moving like really at all, though, because if you have him, you're excited to have him.
Right.
And even if you're rebuilding, you're probably not going to sell him for what somebody wants to pay. Like you're probably going to want like an early second for him, and no one's going to give you that.
I had an interesting conversation the other day centered around like Sanders and some of the older wide receivers, where I was saying it's not a good time to sell because you want to wait until they can score points and then sell at peak value when they're scoring people points. But someone brought up there's a legitimate chance, not to be a downer, that there's no NFL season and then those guys are just another year older.
It's true.
My counterpoint to that was that those guys also wouldn't have the wear and tear that they might have from another season. So I'm not super worried about it, but it is something to think about that if you're holding on to some older assets and there's no NFL season, you may want to actually flip them now and try to get out while you still can.
Wait, flip what? While you can?
Like the older wide receivers, because if there's no NFL season, then they're just another year older for next season. They might hit that cliff or whatever it is.
It just depends on what you're getting, like everything, right? But like, am I going to take a 4th round pick for Larry Fitzgerald? I'd rather just hold and wait and see.
I'd take
Yeah.
the 4th. If I can get it, I'll take the 4th.
I'll just use the production for this year.
I flipped Hakeem Butler pretty much straight up for Larry Fitzgerald. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Just randomly, I noticed I'm in the league with several guys, and I found that all of a sudden in one off season, I traded for Christian Kirk. I already had Isabella, and I already had Fitzgerald, and I already had DeAndre Hopkins. So all of a sudden, I have the
lose.
market. I'm
Did
running
you go
the
out and get
market.
Kyler Murray and just say, "Hey, let's go"?
I just traded for Kyler Murray actually 2 days ago.
Kenyon Drakehoff's on your team?
It's a good question. I'm going to check.
Nobody has ever failed going all in on the Cardinals, man.
What's wrong with pushing your chips in on a 6-win Cardinals team? Come on now. Come on. What are we doing here? My team.
You're going for Drake too then as well?
No, I don't have
You rolling
Drake.
through the 6 with your
Mhm.
woes?
Whoever has Drake in that league should send you an offer right now.
Right now. Who's the lucky guy or gal? Oh, yeah. Drake.
The Cardinals are definitely a team that drafts a running back. I mean, we've talked plenty that you know what, the Cardinals might be like the Chiefs, where we start talking about the Damian Williams thing and how they ended up getting Hyde, but then they didn't draft and then released Hyde and then didn't draft a running back. Well, kind of, but not really. And Darwin Thompson, but could that be the Cardinals? Where is this that situation? Well, there's no way to tell.
I don't think they'll draft a running back highly, not someone that's going to compete with Drake anyway. You know,
Yeah.
and then Chase Edmonds was fine for a couple of games behind him too. So it's not like they're dying at running back. So their offensive line is awful. They need to fix that, obviously. And other defenses, I'm sure, could use some pieces. So I don't know. I don't see them like taking somebody that could compete with those guys necessarily.
Because I think that well, there's not a lot of proof behind it, but I could see people comparing, you know, the two situations with Kyler, young quarterback, kind of electric, whatever, comparing the two offenses, a lot of good people around him, and trying to compare it to the Chiefs, which is like, don't do that. But I could see maybe some similarities, and especially with Drake versus Damian Williams back in the summer of 2019, the illustrious summer of 2019. So when we hit that this summer, let's assume that the Cardinals do not draft a running back, or at least early, like you're saying, Matt. What? How can we compare those two from year to year? Would we think that Drake is in a better situation? We still haven't seen like a whole lot. We've seen enough, probably certainly more than Damian Williams, but you know, the balance between like Damian is probably in a better offense, but Drake is still in an exciting offense. So what's the give there, fellas?
I'd just rather have Drake by a pretty good margin. I think mostly because of, you know, age, I guess. And I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong here. It just feels like Drake is, let's see,
going into this season. I know Damian was up there too. 26.
Damian was like 27 last year.
Yeah.
I guess Drake might be around the same. It says 26 right now.
Okay.
So,
they shared
you know,
the backfield in Miami forever, getting
I was
ruined.
going to say I'd rather have Drake, but I think
that's a good point.
both of them is that Adam Gates just ruins running backs.
Yeah.
I'd probably
Yeah,
rather have Damian Williams. I still like. I've seen it from that offense.
Don't you? I just think
I'm excited for the Cardinals. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't want them to be the Browns of last year, where people got all excited and then might as well just take Damian Williams and the Chiefs' offense. We just know what it is.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying this year right now you would take Damian Williams over Kenyon Drake
for this year? Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to like. Interesting, first of all, but I was trying to compare kind of retroactively
for now,
the
for right now,
of Damian Williams going into the year versus Drake going into the year. But
if the Chiefs Chiefs draft somebody, then I don't, you know, if they invest, then I'm out on Damian Williams. If the Cardinals, like you suggested, if they invest, then I have zero interest in Drake. They're running backs. Who cares?
That's right.
I was going to say that's the problem. I think is that the Chiefs are more likely to draft somebody. They're the ones that have entire team in place, right? And if they're a smart team, they're going to do what the smart teams do and make the running back the last piece they add. So I just feel like Williams is a lot more at risk, whereas the Cardinals have shown that they want Drake because they just transition tagged him. So I think that plays into a big part.
Drake's going to cost you so much more than Williams.
Oh, for sure, absolutely, he would.
I'll take the cheap option and hope that they don't draft somebody and I get another year Damian Williams, the running back one for the Chiefs. Like,
it's probably the difference between like an early second and a late second, though, I would guess.
Oh, I gotta believe Drake's being held for a first right now by his owners, don't you think?
I heard on a podcast, and I wish I knew which
pay it.
one. Yes, somebody was talking about him being like, would you rather have the 106 or Kenyon Drake? And I can't remember where it was I heard, and I was like,
serious?
What? Yeah, I mean, I think
106?
that
that's
I think people are really excited
easy.
about the upside for him.
Wow.
I think people are really excited about the upside for him.
I mean, no, I think he's a year-to-year running back. Like, no, I'm not. I don't invest that much in running backs that are that age in that stage of their career. It's just not worth it.
106 in the super flex. You're talking about like one of the top wide receivers, or even one of those like top 3 running backs.
Yeah, a guy that has a lot more years of production ahead of him than Kenyon Drake. 106 is nuts.
Well, let me ask you this, because I think that with this bowl of guys that we're talking about now, we can toss into that Raheem Mostert as well, in terms of guys who probably have a nice, at least we think a nice workload, at least for next year. Right now, are all these guys, at least in your mind, would you be buying or trying to sell them? Because when I think of Kenyon Drake, I don't know that after the draft his value will hold in terms of this, and let's let's be generous here, I guess, late first value. Because if they bring anybody on in the rookie draft, anybody, like I don't know that it even matters from a round perspective of where they're drafted. Are we still looking at Kenyon Drake in the same light? I don't think that's the case. And if that is the case, then I feel like Drake is a guy you have to move now.
Yeah, I had
unless you're just confident of the points.
The other day, J Mike, which is this is not a good time to be buying running backs because they're particularly vulnerable, at least in my opinion, to the draft. But if you're trying to sell, it's a great time to sell because you can cash out. And if you really think the uncertainty might affect them, then yeah, cash out. The only thing is you do take that risk of, okay, maybe someone pulls a Damian Williams and survives the draft and then their value goes back up or goes higher than what you got. But for me, unless I know for sure I'm contending that year, if I have a Kenyon Drake, I'm trying to sell him right now at especially if his value is even close to that 106 range, I'm cashing out.
Damian Williams' value never went back up. But like
Ever,
people,
right?
what happened is the people that were anti-Damian Williams were just like, nope, I don't care. It's still not going to last. And the people that had him were like, okay, fine. Like, I'm still not going to sell him at the price you want. So his value basically just became untradeable. I mean, I have Damian Williams on some teams that were helpful, and I couldn't move him. And I was just like, nah, I mean, seriously, the people that were, he was just a weird person that people just took a stand on one way or the other. And it didn't matter what he was doing. People were dead set in their take lock, and that's fine. Then you just stick with the player.
In that Rec Bobby League that I mentioned earlier, about 2 years ago, I picked up Williams on waivers. I sold him to Bosch for essentially what became, I think, Marvin Jones, a rookie auction second and a rookie auction third or something like that. Still pretty happy with the deal. But that
was at the end of 2018, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. That's when I was really making a push to go for it. Came up short. Freaking Kareem Hunt. Cost me so much money that year.
I saw what was the tender put on Kareem Hunt? Was that a second?
I think so.
Second, I believe, yeah.
And the take that I saw from most was, "Are you worried about Nick Chubb?" And to me, that I don't know. Like, were people thinking that, like, oh, they care about Kareem Hunt because it's a second round pick? I mean, was that kind of the idea? Because I thought, like, when they did that, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, people might go out and do that, and they haven't. So maybe I'm, just wrong, or they don't want the risk, or they don't think he's worth a second, or they're not quite caught up on the running backs don't matter thing yet. The Browns, that is. But what was it, guys? Is it no longer Wubba Lubba Chub Chub, guys? guys?
Who is forsaking the brand?
So I think I've been talking a lot about this too over the offseason, particularly and I'm probably going to butcher his last name. Matt can correct me because he's Mr. DLF, but Tom.
Stop it.
Wow.
Was that right, Matt?
For now.
No, never. Too flustered to even correct me, so I'm just going to roll with it. But he's been talking a lot about how, like, people have these dreams on running backs that don't generally come true or that the data doesn't bear out. He has great threads that he shows usage by particular teams. And so I think there were some people who were thinking, okay, if Hunt leaves, then they're not going to bring in anybody, and Chubb's suddenly going to catch like over 50 passes and be this all-around back that he hasn't really been yet. I mean, he's been very good, but he's primarily a two-down rusher with some pass-catching ability. And so if you were banking on that upside happening, Hunt killed that dream, but it was an unrealistic dream to begin with.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Chubb. Not at all. Before, I'm sorry. Can we go back to Kenyon Drake real fast? Because I just saw a trade alert go down in one of my leagues. And Stephon Diggs just got traded to Kenyon Drake.
Give me Diggs.
By a mile, right?
By a mile.
Wow.
I can't believe you left Caden Smith out. How disrespectful.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did. He's
The
like,
Giants tight end won. You're so rude, Bob.
Sorry, Stephon Diggs
The
and
Giants tight end
Caden
won.
Smith got traded.
Thank you. Put some respect on
Yeah.
that man's name.
That's true. I'm sure that was the cherry on top that caused the deal to go through. Wow, that's man. Drake's pulling Stephon Diggs.
And y'all
That's-
said the 106 was crazy. See what I'm
Oh my
saying?
God, that is it. That's wow. I don't know if I have Drake, but man, if I do, God, I want to go trade him. Sorry. Back to Chubb. I'm not worried about Chubb. I got it. Kareem Hunt. I think he can be, something, but he doesn't worry me for Nick Chubb's production.
I just want to say I love when you bring up these public leagues, Bosch, because I do play in.
You don't know what that was. Hush, you. Quiet, you.
But my point is, I only play these days with people who are either
Who would never trade Stephon Diggs for
Right.
Kenyon Drake?
They're podcasting or writing about fantasy, so I forget that trades like that can happen.
God.
It's refreshing.
Oh, it's not refreshing. It's terrible. Oh man.
Oh shoot, that's funny. No, I don't see why I don't see why Chubb can be what he's been. But one of the questions that I have is, even if he does what he did last year, I'm curious with the incoming. I'm curious where we see Chubb next year from a value standpoint. I like Chubb a lot. I'm not necessarily worried about what I think of him. I'm curious what everyone's going to think of him if, for whatever reason, Kareem Hunt gets an expanded role, and to see what everyone else around Chubb does. Because obviously we've got CMC and Saquon, who I know everyone loves. I think everybody. I think many people. Thank you for that, Gabe. Many people are thinking that Mixon's going to be in for a big jump this year. Nobody's thinking any worse for Zeke Elliott. And I'm curious if, for whatever reason, Chubb takes a tumble down value wise because of what happens around him, not because of him per se.
So, J Mike, I wrote a Dynasty Bust article for our home DLF for you guys, the bosses.
Did you hear that? Our home, our.
And
thanks again for that, Bryce. I appreciate you, man.
Was Nick Chubb, and part of that was just because he's currently a first-round pick, or he was when I wrote the article. And like I said earlier, if you're not catching 50 passes just because we play in a PPR format, to me that means that you're probably not going to sustain value as a first-round startup pick. I do think Hunt impacts that, and so I could see, and it's right. You're absolutely right. It's not because of himself or his ability. I just think there's going to be so much talent in the top of the first round that he's probably going to take a dip by the end of the 2020 season.
I don't know. It feels like everything points to that. Is that crazy to think? Price, you looked very, very disinterested in when I said it about Chubb. You were like, man, get out of here with that BS.
No, I don't know. I do think there is some risk that he loses some production, but from a dynasty value standpoint, I still in that, somewhere in that running back 6 to 10 range. And I don't think he's really going to fall out of that no matter what Hunt does. But, from a straight production standpoint, I think there's certainly a chance that he takes some of that, especially obviously in the receiving game. I was trying to look up what he did in the receiving game after Kareem Hunt started playing in week 9. And he did go from, averaging, I don't know, I would say, I'm not, without actually doing the math here, averaging about 3 to 5 receptions a game, down to basically 1 reception a game. So I think you are losing some points there in the receiving game, but I don't really think that changes his dynasty value too much, because I don't think we think Kareem Hunt is going to be there long term. And, maybe Chubb isn't either, but I think he's more likely to return there long term than Hunt would be.
I find interesting that with Nick Chubb, and I didn't notice this until just now, Chubb had 298 carries last year.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a lot. And if Kareem Hunt's actually playing the entire season, I don't know. I find that situation curious, and I love Chubb. I'm not even going to sit here and act like I don't or wouldn't have him on my team, but yeah.
After week 11, Chubb did not have more than, I guess he had 17 carries, but he did not have more than 20 carries, which he had done in 7 weeks prior to that in a row. So you know, it's affecting him on a touch per game basis,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
from a value wise, I think it's still probably fine right in that 6 to 10 range.
Just say wubba lubba chub chub and move on.
I'm right there with Matt. When I looked at, I did pull up the what I have for my guesses or expectations for next year, and I had Chubb at number 9 value wise. So, like, I think 6 to 10 is he's going to be back end running back 1.
It is possible that, you know, 2 of these rookies like jump into the top 10 and push Chubb to like 12 maybe, but I don't think he's going to fall out of the running back 1 conversation at the, you know, at the absolute worst case.
Also,
Kareem Hunt would have to have an amazing year and not do anything stupid.
I was
you know.
about Chubb falling out of first round dynasty startup value, which I think is a very realistic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's,
I think that's, yeah.
yeah, I think that's definitely realistic.
I mean, but does, I don't know that Hunt has to be amazing though. Like Chubb had 298 carries. What happens if Hunt has? I don't even know what he had last year. Let me try to track that down.
He
real
had
quick if you guys have it
43.
right.
He had 43 carries last year, 44 targets, and 37 receptions. And
Yeah, like
so.
But what were the splits for, you know, first half versus second half, considering Hunt's absence in the first?
Matt
Oh, I
kind
don't
of
know.
talked about that.
Yeah,
But-
you went to the
but
you went to the
guys, I
bathroom.
But guys, I wasn't here for that, so we're gonna have to redo that segment. So, thank you for joining the open bar. This is
So I just find because let's say Hunt gets. I mean, I like to think that he probably ends up with at least 100 carries. I'm just curious how much can he pull from him under the new coaching staff, under all those things changing. I just find I find it to be a place where the value, the way that we view Chubb next year could be remarkably different than we do now. The community, not me. 'Cause I'm with you guys. 6 to 10, I think that's very fair. Without Hunt there.
such a bummer because Hunt was like my favorite coming out of that class, and then things happened, and then Chubb was like my favorite coming out of that class. Now my favorites are on the same team, and I just want them to succeed.
To be a Browns fan, like, you know, all of 2019 fantasy Twitter.
The open bar was the first official Browns podcast fan, I think.
That's a fact.
I think. I don't really know, but
it just kind of happened. We bumped into it.
Yeah.
That was like 2 years ago when they had 6 guys in the top 100 ADP.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, it was Duke, it was Chubb, it was Njoku, it was
OBJ,
Jarvis. And it might have been like
he's not bad.
No, and I think it was Carlos Hyde. I think it was even before Odell got there. They had like 6 in I'm gonna go back and look at that at some point. But yeah, that was when they unofficially became
next year, because that means Baker Mayfield did well and we're still friends.
You got a lot riding on these quarterbacks this year. I know that much, Bobby. Between Deion Jones and Baker Mayfield. Gabe,
My quarterbacks and wreck Bobby J. Mike, so I do have a lot riding on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You're brave. You're a brave guy. Gabe, I don't know if you saw this, and I'm sure everyone saw this except for me today. 2 things. One, Tyler Eifert signed with our Jags. That's the bigger of the 2 news items that I want to be able to throw out. That's pretty huge. And by huge, I mean like 8 tight ends and probably a combined, I don't know, 9 games healthy next year between all of them. So it'll be great.
Stop it. You do not curse Tyler Eifert like that.
Really?
You don't have to curse him. He cursed himself.
Damn it, no.
I don't think we're cursing.
I know. I like him so much, though.
Yes.
I don't like a
want
lot
nothing
of
but the
players.
best.
He's a player that I root for him.
Yeah.
And super kind guy too. He came in the store once upon a time when I was working in retail, and he was cool dude, very kind.
Mhm.
I like Eifert.
Shout out to Tyler Eifert.
Shout out to
Friend of
Tyler
the show.
Eifert. Friend of this DLF podcast. The other news item I want to bring up is the other news item. Okay, I'll leave that alone, guys.
Who does
People
that
aren't really
leave?
going to be like,
DJ
"Dude, what is he?"
Uzomah? Trying to think of the Bengals depth chart. Then it's got to be
Drew
CJ.
Sample.
Oh, jeez.
Right?
So the seventh offensive lineman. Yes, I'm aware there's
Drew
only
Sample.
5, and he makes it. Yeah.
Jonah Williams. They're moving him out to tight end at this point. The other news item, guys, I just now found this out, so forgive me if you will. Cam Newton released today. Apparently that happened this morning. Wow. I mean, I guess they kind of, I think to some degree, Carolina played themselves when they signed Teddy because they lost all leverage to try to trade Cam anywhere, perhaps. And then all these guys kept getting signed, and there was nowhere for him to land. And by nowhere, I mean only the LA Chargers. I don't.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, 4-1 out.
No,
No,
we're not.
Yeah,
we're
I'm
not
pouring
pouring anything. Shut up.
Okay, so if you're not going to pour it out, then what are you doing with Cam Newton? Are you actually going to try to acquire him right now when he doesn't have a team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
That's when you would acquire
Absolutely.
him. What are you talking about, Jay
And
Mike?
pay what? And pay what? What's the
Whatever.
price? What's the price
I
of
don't-
him?
The 101, the 10 Eno. I don't care.
What?
Is it Superflex? I don't know. DGN guys, help me out.
You're
Always super
giving
flex.
you're giving the 101 right now for Cam?
No, I'm not. No. I'm
You
kidding.
just said that.
I'm kidding.
I was just about to say,
I said the 10 Eno, and we know where Eno is actually priced.
It's not actually 1-0 anything.
Exactly.
That's
No,
a good
but that-
question.
you
Would
have
you give
to.
a mid-second for Cam right now? Where
And a
would
Superflex?
Superflex? What would you give?
What would you give?
I would definitely
Yeah,
give
what
a
would you
late
give?
second,
I would-
I might
Yeah.
I might give a mid second. I
Oh,
definitely
glad I
give a
picked
late
the right
second,
price
definitely.
because that one's close. Then sweet.
I'm not coming
I
off
would
Cam Newton for his mid-second.
No, oh yeah, it would have
exactly.
to
Wow,
I would
be
go.
like-
Bryce.
I would go late.
Wow
first,
me.
personally.
Okay,
I need you to
where,
remind me,
where, do
dine
you,
me.
where do you so where do you see him playing? We had this conversation that many of us are in, I think, earlier. Where do you think he lands?
I don't even want to guess, to be honest, but there are the obvious places like New England, of course, is the one
Yeah.
that the slow play.
They have
New England.
no money.
Maybe Cam don't care. Maybe Cam's ready to just win a Super Bowl.
I
If,
saw a
that
real
would be amazing.
earlier,
Okay.
because, and he
Okay, New England,
all
Miami,
the
Pittsburgh.
Washington.
You
know
could
they
put
just traded for
Cincinnati
Kyle
on the list.
You think he's starting?
technically.
You think he's starting above Ben?
No, but he would compete.
but-
He would compete probably.
Yeah.
I don't think
No.
I don't
think
think
he would compete.
I don't think Miami or
Denver,
Cincinnati is
Oakland,
going for him.
Chargers,
Denver, he's tall enough, and Drew Lock is also not that good.
Redskins. I
I think Washington is a good one because Rivera likes him. I think that they just
Yeah.
tried for Kyle Allen, but who cares? I think that's definitely a
Lions.
possibility.
I could see Washington.
the
I
Bucks.
could see the Chargers. Yeah, he's gonna take the Bucks.
Whatever. Like they've got so much money.
That other guy is just not important that they just got right.
Not really for that long. No.
You already said Raiders possibility that they just release Carr and use Cam and Mariota as their 2 quarterbacks, right?
That's just
You could put 8 to 10 teams that are like maybe half of them are a stretch, but it's Cam Newton.
But see, here's the thing: if half of them are a stretch, that puts you down to like 4 to 5 teams, and like 3 of them are going to be drafting a quarterback. So then you're getting down to like 2 teams.
No, the stretches were the drafting a quarterback.
And we're also playing Dynasty, so maybe this isn't the right time to buy him. But I mean, it could be.
I think it's definitely the right time to buy
I mean, it's
him.
possible he doesn't. He goes to a team as a backup this year, but he's going to start again at some point as long as he's healthy. So I think buying him is a good move, whether it's now or waiting till after you see. I mean, the price certainly would get lower if he went to a team where he has a starter ahead of him already. But what if he went to a team like Minnesota? Are they really super excited about Kirk Cousins? I know they just gave him a little bit more money, but
How much money do they have to spend? Didn't they just Basically,
I just don't think that he necessarily cares about. And also, I think the salary cap is kind of nonsense anyway, because these teams, how many years did we hear the New Orleans Saints have no money, but somehow they keep managing to re-sign Breeze every single time? I just think the salary cap is a little bit overblown, and the smart teams can figure out how to move the money around to figure out how to sign a guy if they want him.
Looking at Tyler, I feel like I should.
Don't the smart teams have quarterbacks? The smart teams, as in the Vikings, that forgot to turn in a draft pick, weren't they? Or weren't they the ones? The Bengals, they're not smart. Dolphins don't seem. Yeah, I'm just saying. The Redskins, they're not smart team.
I just want to come after Tyler's other favorite QB love and say maybe Sam Darnold is starting to lose his grip on his job and Cam Newton goes to the Jets.
All right, if he goes to the Jets,
If
he goes to the Jets, I'm selling Cam Newton. That's like the one team I'm selling Cam.
Yeah.
Price, I will not cross this line.
I will not get Gase.
All right, now
again.
you've gone too far.
I will never get Gase again.
The quarterback whisperer, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That guy owes like 75% of his paychecks to Peyton Manning.
oh, he owes more than that. Isn't he getting paychecks from multiple places now?
I don't know.
Like,
Probably.
You got a name game, Matt?
I do if you guys want it.
That's the only reason I showed up. They said-
Wait, hold on.
They-
What exactly is the name game, and why would you, of all people, be bringing it up, Bosch?
I just want to crush Bobby. I want to wreck Bobby.
Guys,
It's not going to be hard.
are you?
I'm not good
Come
at
on, fucking plug your show better. Come on.
Oh, so Dynasty Wall Street is on the DTC podcast feed.
Jeez. Oh yeah, that one.
You gotta
Oh,
be
you mean that-
cool.
You mean that little
That one.
that little DLF family of podcast feed show? That's right. Okay.
Y'all are gonna get me fired.
You mean
I did not come here to get fired on my day off.
we're
Craig.
gonna fire you. So
Craig.
that's not possible, man.
Oh shoot, that's funny. I'm sorry. Before we play our name game, real quick, I feel like people who have Cam Newton on their team now, as soon as he lands with a team, people will be able to tell themselves the story of how he becomes the starter, no matter where he goes. And if that's the case, then you're exactly right that now's the time to buy. But like Bosch said, I need to know the price, because mid-second, okay, sure. If you're asking me for much more than that Superflex, I'm nervous, because people will tell the story of how Cam Newton takes a job somewhere. I just don't know how that shakes out from a value perspective moving forward. Anyway,
I mean, what rookie quarterback are you getting in the mid-second if you're playing Superflex? What? Like, I'll take Cam Newton over.
Not even Jalen Hurts anymore. You're not even getting him
Probably
in the
not,
mid-second anymore. You might get
That might be the
Eason,
right
right?
comparison.
You might get Eason, probably From, I guess, maybe.
Even if it is Hurts, like I'll take Cam Newton over Hurts. Like that
one's close.
That feels pretty easy to me. Still Cam, but God, let's hope Cam's not over. I have too much Cam for it to be over.
yo, Spaceman said, you're clapping. He said, isn't Alex Smith a starter in Washington this year?
Oh, son of a
That's so cold.
It is, man.
man, Dwayne
Poor Alex
Haskins.
Smith.
Dwayne Haskins. What a bad spot. Ooh,
He's fine.
I think
he's not even a serviceable QB2. I don't think. Bobby, can you weigh in here?
Can you confirm?
Does he hit the level of serviceable QB2 in a 12-team league? Maybe if we go to a 16, maybe a 16-team league, he's serviceable QB2.
Dwayne Haskins hits the med level.
I remember the chart. It's pretty gross from there.
Yeah, it's Maz one of the lowest levels.
I'm gonna see if I can find that. I'm sorry, Price. Go ahead and get started so we can get this game on.
By the way, real quick, I grabbed a random notebook near where I often do my podcasting. The last notes I have in here are from DGN.
Nice.
Yep,
Who writes with pen and paper unless you're on DGN anymore?
it's true.
All right. So I'm sure you guys all know how this game works, but quick explanation. We're going to be giving you an NFL player, and we're going to have an overarching topic. So you're going to get a clue, something like NFC, whatever, quarterback, and then something to have to do with the topic of the night. And your answer is going to be the player Or I guess it could be the topic first. I'm explaining this terribly, but anyway, it's like the before and after category on Wheel of Fortune. So like it's an answer that fits both clues.
Before we get it, I think Gabe has to pay up his third, right?
Oh, jeez. All right.
I mean, he's already.
You got it lined up. You might as well polish it
Did
off.
Gabe get a point in the last name game he was in? Does he need more alcohol?
I didn't get to play.
Oh, we didn't play. That's right. We played fake news.
I was so looking for. I like Name
right.
Game. I probably like Name Game the most, and you guys were like,
everybody
hyped
likes Name Game the most.
well, you guys were hyped up about your fake news thing, whatever, and you're
Fake
like, it's
news
the
was
best
fun.
game. It's the best game, and it's a great game, but Name Game, guys. Name Game.
It's just sometimes you get burned out playing, creating the name game.
It's also really fucking hard to write the same clues over and over. Thank God for Russ. Thank God. Thank God for Russ.
Actually, to be honest with you, Bosch, I was a little bit like I came up with this one. And I was like, man, I should probably save this for game night, but it just because it's so hard to come up with them these days.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But we're gonna play.
That's funny.
I'll give you some in exchange for tonight. We'll come up with some.
Are you taking a shot or what?
I am, but I'm doing a special one for you, Matt, because you came after me in our. Is
going to be a shot
chat.
of an edible? What?
I came after you.
Yeah, you came after me in the chat, man. Look,
I did?
If you've ever been on the open bar, and if you haven't, hit us up because we need guests. We have a little, group chat before the show, possibly weeks before the show, after the show. Who knows?
Did I get that? Oh, I'm missing that chat.
Well, no, not you, but everyone else, everyone else. So yeah. I posted a picture, just a picture. We don't have to talk about the picture itself. We don't have to talk about the picture, but Matt apparently could only notice that I had a Letterman jacket.
Also, your lotion. Also, your lotion.
Yeah, that was okay. I will give it up for that because that was I actually saw that and I was like, oh, that looks kind of weird.
It's kind of gross.
Yeah, but I swear that's not that this has any validity to it, but I swear it's not me.
Throwing your pregnant wife under the bus.
I know, right?
You're gonna ruin that those tires.
Anyway, Matt spotted my Letterman jacket. So this one,
you literally covered your mic.
I know I did. I realized that when I better stop talking. This is two shots in the open bar Tuesday 9:30 Eastern. All right. So, bro.
Is that from the school you teach at or the school you went to?
The school I went to.
Nice.
Yeah. Gabe 09. Lots of bar, lots of
Wait,
gold
that feels
here.
a little braggy if you say Gabe 09. That's
Gabe 09. Gabe 09.
That's kind of hateful.
Look, guys, just
Let me check his ID. Is he allowed taking these shots right now?
just 11 years strong in this game here, and Matt was a little flustered. I could see he was offended by my biceps, so I decided to flex a little bit more and put the Letterman jacket on because that'll really show him who's who and who the boss of DLF is and who the boss of DGN is. So wait, I got to record this, of course. So here I am on the open bar. Got the Letterman jacket on. This is the third of the night. Okay. This one goes out to a lot of people, but most importantly, it goes out to Matt Pricer, because he likes to use the lotion on.
Oh my
the-
God, this is taking forever.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ, take the drink.
I just think you've always got to be aware what you are taking a picture of in your background, because I have never had any embarrassing moments myself, but I have seen it happen more times than I can count.
Oh,
So-
it's happened a lot over the last 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I always make sure if I'm going to do it, like I'm against a wall or something where there's nothing anybody can possibly see.
I legitimately looked. This is the first time I'm podcasting from this area. So I legitimately looked and I'm like, okay, there's nothing offensive. There's some multi-grain crackers box that we use for some storage of whatever the hell's in there. Like, yeah, I'm good. All right. The bumper sticker says, please don't hit me. I'm not 100% sure about my coverage. No idea where that came from or what's in that file box.
Bosch, when did you become so conscious of not wanting to offend others? This is new.
Oh,
The quarantine has really changed you. I need my old Bosch back.
Oh, this is only because I have laughed at several things that I've seen posted over the last couple of weeks. The amount, usually I have Bengals stuff in the back. How offensive is that? Like, good Lord.
That's fair. All right, Price.
All right,
maybe we
get
can
on
name
with
it
it.
now.
Play this game.
You guys want to play a game?
Did it
All
kick
right.
in yet, Gabe?
The theme of the evening is infectious diseases.
Oh,
gosh.
Jesus.
You bad. And you
Wait,
know
I feel like I should have some advantage here, I think.
Oh
would
Lord,
think.
what?
you would think.
This might be in my favor for once. I'm
All
gonna
right,
get
so
blown,
the
I'm gonna get
scoring-
blown out.
We're not really going to score this one because we're just playing for fun on the bar. So I won't even go over scoring. So let's just get right into it. The first one I have. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 that I feel really good about. 1 that I feel okay about, and then 2 that are probably a lot of creative licensing. So we'll see how far you guys want to play. We'll start with the good ones though. This is first one's going to be NFC West tight end and a viral hemorrhagic fever that causes unexplained bleeding and bruising.
What?
There was also a fictional version of this disease used in the 1995 movie Outbreak, which is a great movie.
Never seen it.
Really? Dustin
more.
Hoffman, who's the
That
female
scene
character?
has been going over all the time.
It's great. I love that movie.
Yeah. We should have people in their houses, and I just drove by 100 of them.
One more time.
Viral hemorrhagic fever.
Yep, that causes unexplained bleeding and bruising.
Ooh, wait. I might have it. I don't know.
Do it.
Might be a reach. Jake Butt.
Wrong conference.
Right
first of all.
division.
Oh, I didn't listen to that part. I was just listening to the
Just wanted to say Jake Butt on the air. Good for you.
J Mike, I want to try.
Do it, J Mike.
Would it be Tyler Higbee Bola?
That's right, Tyler Higbee.
Oh, wow.
Nice work.
Nice
You get it.
job, J Mike.
I think we only do imaginary points on this show, so you're in the lead with the imaginary points.
Higbee Bola. That's
Higbee Bola.
so awful.
Okay, NFC South wide receiver and a contagious respiratory disease caused by seasonal viruses. Seasonal is probably the key word here.
right. And wait, a NFC South, you say?
South wide receiver.
Can you describe the disease one more time? You said contagious what?
Respiratory disease caused by seasonal viruses.
Would help if I knew more diseases.
It doesn't.
The only one I can think of is, but I don't think it's. I don't even care about divisions apparently. But I keep thinking of Fluellen.
Fluellen?
Fluellen?
Flu.
Yeah.
You making up words now, man. We've
I'm
reached new
not.
levels.
Come on.
Fluellen.
Say what?
What is Fluellen?
Fluellen. FLUELLEN.
Fluellen.
Fluellen.
Fluellen.
David Fluellen. I don't know if he's still on the Titans, but he used to be.
Oh, right.
Which one can we get asked
Do you
for
want a
help
hint on the do you want a hint on the player?
God, no. Hit on the disease.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I really have another clue for the disease. Okay, I have another clue for the disease. It's I don't even know if this is correct. I am not a doctor and I'm not playing one on this podcast, but I'm gonna say it's like one step above the common cold.
Can you give me the treatment? Is it treated by
Virus, so it's not treated by
Yeah.
antibiotics.
No, God, no. Please don't ever treat your virus with antibiotics.
One step up from the common cold. That's a virus.
I don't know if that's true, but it seems to be in my head.
And and it's contagious.
I'll also say it is I'll give you one more hint. It's also like the full name of it instead of like the thing that we actually call it.
NFC South. Oh, John?
John.
Ted Ginfluenza?
Close. I mean, I guess I'll take it. Chris Godwin Fluenza. Sure.
Oh,
I'll take it.
okay. I think you
I
got it.
guess I'll take it. Come on.
Well, I mean, I had a different NFC South receiver. We do that all the
It's still
time.
in the NFL, I don't know.
I don't know. I think he was
Okay.
on the. Wasn't he on the
Nice-
Saints?
nicely
Was he
done.
still rostered?
He might be. NFC East quarterback. And a virus spread through the bite of an infected 80s mosquito, especially dangerous for pregnant women.
Wait, did you say 80s?
80s? 80s or 80s? I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's 80s.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel Elliott.
No. NFC East quarterback.
Quarterback. Damn it. Nice. Ah, that's it.
Gabe,
though.
did you drink that triple along
J-Mike,
with the three
J-Mike.
shots?
That was it.
Uh,
Though. That was such a good one, guys. I finally had it.
Is that Carson Wentz-Zika?
That's right. Wentz-Zika.
Wentz-Zika? Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
Oh,
Zika.
wow. Good job. Man, J Mike with his infectious diseases is all over this.
I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm gonna be a nurse after we put it together. After we put life back
We
together.
need you to be a nurse.
Yes, God bless all those out there working as nurses and doctors
Big
right
facts.
now.
Appreciate y'all. Seriously.
AFC East wide receiver. And infection sometimes caused by ingesting contaminated ground beef, fresh produce,
Oh, boy.
produce,
Bobby.
and unpasteurized milk. Bobby.
Sam Darnold bubble guts.
Stephon Diggs Gerardi. No, I lost.
Incorrect. Giardia is a parasite, and I've had it. It's not fun. Don't get it.
Yikes.
What
What was the position again? In the AFC East, what?
Wide receiver.
Come on. I know this one. I know the disease, but I just don't know the player.
Another hint about the disease is sometimes this bacteria is completely harmless.
It's true.
Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate that.
I'm ready for a team clue whenever anybody else is. There's no editing on this one, so we got to go
Buffalo.
fast here, Matt.
That's true. Yeah, this is the open bar.
Buffalo wide receiver.
Buffalo wide receiver.
They have wide receivers.
They have at least two now. But neither of those two that I just mentioned or
Yeah.
didn't mention are the answer to this question.
What was the clue about the disease again?
Sometimes caused by ingesting contaminated ground beef or fresh produce or unpasteurized milk. Jack in the Box got in trouble for this. So there was a big outbreak of it on spinach like sometime recently.
Right.
Maybe romaine lettuce too.
John.
Oh, I got it.
Cole Beasley coli?
Yes.
Cole Beasley
Good job.
coli.
Nice.
Okay, this is the last one that I feel okay about. AFC
Let's
West.
be clear, I don't really feel good about any of these right now.
AFC West running back and viral infection of the thin lining that covers the brain and spinal cord.
Oof,
Oh gosh.
man. AFC West running.
Infection of the brain lining and spinal cord.
The thin lining that covers the brain and spinal cord.
What in the world could that be?
Fun fact: this also was something that I was misdiagnosed with when I was a child.
That's good news. Wait, right?
Yeah, no, it was good news because I didn't have it. It was
J-Mike-
bad news because I
J-Mike
spent
said
way too long in the
yikes.
hospital. But
Oh, Bobby. You said
Bobby.
AFC West running back, right? Just double
Correct.
checking. Kareem Huntington's disease.
that might be right, but that is
Not an
not the
AFC
answer
West
that I.
running back.
I don't know.
Oh,
what
yeah, also that.
Oh, J Mike.
Do it.
Yes. Royce Freeman meningitis.
That is correct.
Oh,
Royce
nice.
Freeman meningitis.
Good job.
Okay, now we're gonna get to some reaches.
All right.
This is a serious. I don't even know how to.
I think
describe-
J Mike's winning everybody. Just
He
FYI.
definitely is.
Imaginary
No,
points.
I'm keeping score. I'm good. I'm ahead. Ezekiel Elliott.
Gabe teaches math. I don't trust him.
It's kind of depends on that
all.
Letterman jacket.
Class of 09, baby.
Serious infection caused by a bacteria that's unique because it can grow even in the cold temperature of the refrigerator. And NFC South tight end. I don't know how to give another clue for this either. Actually, I could give. No, I don't have another clue for this one. I can look it up and read some more about it. I can read some more.
Read some more about it. Let's find out some more about infectious disease.
You're just hoping I'm going to give it away like I usually do.
That's true. I would love you to do that.
It's a foodborne illness that's found in soil and water. Can be found in a variety of raw food.
Nope.
An estimated 1,600 people get it each year, and about 260 die. It's most likely to sicken pregnant women and their newborns, adults age 65 and older, and people with weakened immune systems. I'll give you another hint about the player. He plays for the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
Gonna have to
Ian.
be out on
He is a Carolina Panther tight end. He is the starting Carolina Panther.
Ian.
this. Something that ends in so the disease ends in E.
This is a creative license one. Do you want me to just give it to you?
Yes, sir.
This is Listeria.
Oh,
Listerian Thomas.
Syrian. Syrian. Yeah.
Oh, it went to the front.
Who said Wisteria Lane? Who said that?
I was thinking that I had heard that name Wisteria before, but I didn't know what it was from. So then I changed my mind and wasn't going to give the clue because I didn't know what it was from. Okay, I got two more that are questionable, I guess.
Let's get them.
One of three types of plague caused by bacterium Yersinia pestis and transmitted by fleas. Symptoms include swollen lymph nodes in the groin, armpit, or neck, and they can be as large as a chicken egg. And an NFC North running back.
Wait a second.
And also, you should this word is usually the first word in this, not the player, is usually followed by the word plague. Don't use the word plague.
Yeah, I gotcha. You said NFC, not AFC North?
AFC North.
Oh, John. Boobon Nick Chubb.
That's correct. Bubonic Chubb.
I got the bubonic that time.
All right, this last one is this one is maybe the worst one I've ever made that I'm actually ever going to read. So, ready for
Yes.
that? It doesn't really work, but I thought it was fun,
This
so I'm
just
going to
gets better
include it
and better.
anyway. It doesn't really work, but I'm going to include it anyway. NFC North wide receiver and a severe acute respiratory syndrome caused by a coronavirus.
A syndrome caused by the virus?
Severe acute respiratory
NFC
syndrome
North?
caused by a coronavirus.
NFC North, you said?
Yes.
NFC North wide receiver.
I'll just tell you, for time's sake, it's the Packers.
Lost.
Wait, is
I don't think anybody's going to get it because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
it Lazard? Is that the
It
receiver?
is. It is.
Is it
Can you put it together?
Pneumonialin?
No.
God,
It's Alan.
suck.
It's Alan Lazar's.
Oh, wow. You're going back to SARS. 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 Oh, wow. Okay. Sudden
It
acute
was so fun
sudden
to-
acute respiratory distress syndrome. SARDS. That's right. Is that what
No.
it stands for?
No. Well, I did. It's just SARS. So I did.
Oh, SARS.
I literally read.
You
what
just got rid of the D. Wow. Okay.
Lazards.
I was not
SARS.
going to be okay on that one.
You were right about that possibly being. Yeah. All right.
Somebody do that scoring and tell us all how much J Mike killed us by.
Between Gabe calling Alan Lazard Lazarus
Lazarus.
and Alan Lazarus, I'm done. Oh my god.
You know what happens though, Matt? I literally just as you said these things tonight, what happened is it triggered something, and I think I now have a new name game theme that I have one answer. I have one answer, and you know how this works. Now I just have to match everything else and get like 7 or 8 more answers, and now I have a name game.
Ready to go.
Oh man.
Oh my
This is how
Sorry,
name
Gabe.
game works. It's so pointless. People
I
love
love
it so
that.
much. People love it, and it's so pointless.
It's so good though. Oh, anyway, Gabe, let's get ready to kick rocks.
No, I'm done. I'm done, guys. I'm no. I've been made fun of. I've done some really good, crossovers between viruses and syndromes and conditions between NFL players and names. I don't give a shit if they're in the right division or not. But I'm done, J Mike.
Or conference.
All right, this was a really good time, guys. I had a great. First of all, Matt, thank you for coming up with those, because that I'm sure can be at times very, very difficult, and I can see why you would want to save those for a future game night, especially those. Like literally, those are like so good for this time that we're in. So seriously, thank you for bringing that on. That was a lot of fun. Congrats, I guess, to J Mike for smoking us on that.
Victory.
All right. So I suppose that we're done. Does the game like basically substitute for a draft, J Mike? Is that true?
I think so, unless they have something really on their hearts that they want
to draft for a long time.
I don't think we really want to draft infectious diseases.
No, we're not doing that. No.
That just feels very very anti-self-fulfilling prophecy on my end. So I'll leave that alone.
Yeah. Whenever you do the like sort in Excel from like greatest to least, usually, no, you want to go from least to greatest on those. And that's where we'd end up drafting those diseases. Ugh. All right. Get me out of here. This has been great, guys. Lovely time. Love all of you so much. So dear to my heart. Really wish that we could have had Russ on to just have the trifecta of the DGN, a podcast that is part of the DLF family, owned by J Mike and myself, as well as Bobby. Just what are you? Just a part of the DLF family? Like do you even pod, bro?
Do you even write, bro?
I don't even write, bro. Come on.
I told you, it's just Matt.
Stop it.
I don't even go here.
All right. We'll give everyone an opportunity to say what you want to say. Bobby, I'm going to start with you because I like you the most. You guys couldn't hear me when I just said that, right, Matt? Bosh? Yeah. Okay, good. Bobby, you're first. You say what you need to say.
Sure. So just happy to be here. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy. Hope that we were entertaining tonight. I'll probably be writing some stuff soon. The more bored I get, the more likely I am to continually put out content. So yeah, that's it. You can find me at DLF, which is now apparently owned by J Mike and Gabe.
It's about time though. Like a lot of people come on this show. a lot of people come on this show and say that they own us, and that they now own the rights to the open bar, and that this is their show now. And then you know what happens, J Mike? They don't come back the next week. They never do. But you know who does come back? J Mike and Gabe. All right. Man Bun DLF and Mr. Solaris. Mr. Polaris. God, dude. All right. Bosh. Dude, for one, you need to restart the dryer after this is finished. And two, what else do you need to say to share with these fine people that are listening or watching tonight?
There's nobody listening anymore, right? No, thank you guys for having me on. This is always fun. I love dropping by the bar. That probably says something bad about me, but I enjoy this. As for what I have to promote, you can just follow me on Twitter. Right now, I'm starting some auctions to raise some money for a local food bank that's basically providing meals for kids that usually rely on meals at school. So that's the biggest thing that I have going on right now. Jump in if you want to try out an auction, if you've never done it, or if you're an auction expert and just an addict like me and want to do an auction. Follow me on Twitter. I'll keep filling them as long as they keep filling. So I'll run as many as I can.
Major shout out to you for doing that, because that's some real shit right there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get deep.
No, but that's you said at the beginning that isn't this a fantasy football show? No.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get meals out to kids, man.
You gotta feed your addiction and have some fun, and you gotta feed some kids too. You know, it's working out well. Good.
I need to. I've seen that you are. I saw you do the first one, and then I wasn't. I figured, assuming, kind of knowing who you are, that you'd keep doing them, but I haven't checked in to join another. But I will. As you said, you'll keep doing them as long as people fill them. So I'll be there. I'll fill all. How many? What is it? Is a eliminator kind of, or what is it? What's the format?
Okay, so it's an auction. It's a 16-team league with very flexible lineups. 0 to 2 quarterbacks, 0 to 12 on everything else. It's really hard. So the first league, I'm almost done, and I've got like 10 players, and I'm almost out of money. So that's going to be a challenge to start 12 a week. It's best ball, so once the auction's done, like I don't have to care about it. Thank God, because I wouldn't want to have to submit a starting lineup because mine's probably going to be pretty ugly. But if you like playing, auctions on MFL, it's a fun thing to pass the time as well. We're all kind of bored looking for something to do. You don't need to go join 10 startups just to fill your time. So do an auction, have some fun. And who knows, maybe at the end of the year, it's $10 to get in. The winner's going to get $50. Runner up gets 10 and 100 goes to charity. So it's mostly just to have some fun over, a week or two while we get an auction.
The best part of that is you mentioned people wanting to join a startup right now. And my goodness,
I'm trying to avoid it, man.
I know. Yeah, it happens to everyone. Okay. It's around this time, especially it's peaking, at this time around the end of March, early April. We literally have nothing, especially right now.
Yeah, this is the worst.
You're going to want to join something long term. Don't do that. Don't start anything. Just join one of these auctions. You get to do the best part of it. The auction. The auction is so much fun. Go and do that and raise some money. Potentially for yourself, but
all
whatever.
The fun of the startup, but none of the consequences. Unless you're J Mike. J Mike just joined my home league. So that was a good join. Good join by J Mike right there.
J Mike, what is wrong with you?
Listen, no, here's the backstory. Bosch tried to get me into this league. I think it was last year because it's a home league, and obviously I work maybe 5 minutes from Bosch.
I tried to expand the league.
Yeah, he wanted the league to expand.
Mike and voted in, and
it got voted down.
People didn't want to expand.
And then a year later, somebody's leaving, and Bosch, I think randomly, is like, "Hey, J Mike's probably available. He wanted to be in it last year. Might as well ask him. He'll probably say yes." And I've been telling, and this is the bad thing, and everybody who's been asking me about startups lately, and I've been telling them no, they're gonna be so pissed right now. So I apologize to all of you.
No, there's the advantage of a home live auction is so much better than anything else.
And this is not a startup. This is a league that's already in. Yeah. And I was previously asked, they tried to get me in before, didn't work out. Timing worked out. Please don't hate me, y'all. It's not personal.
Sorry, should I not have said that you joined the home league?
I mean, I'm probably going to have about 10 DMs, people with pitchforks.
Ask them if they live right down the street from you.
It's a fact. There we go. And they don't. You don't.
This is the equivalent of what we were talking about pre-show. J Mike said, "Wait, are we live? Should I talk about this?" And, he decided not to. Bosch, this is the exact same thing, man. You really should have some respect for gaming.
I have zero etiquette.
There's the Bosch. He's back, y'all. He's back. It took all episode, but my man's is back.
All right. Go restart your dryer, Bosch. I'm going to talk to Matt now, the zoologist, the creator of the Zika virus. I'm trying to figure out what I wrote down. I wrote down mad cow disease at some point. I don't know why. I figured one of those was going to be there at some point, but that wasn't one apparently. So, man, thank you for coming up with a bunch of diseases that related to NFL players. And what do you have to say?
I don't really have anything to say. I just want to say, I don't know. I'm still working at the zoo, so I guess shout out to all the people that are still working. I think it's really interesting that it's in this country right now that especially, the quote unquote unskilled laborers are the ones that are out there doing all the hard work and heavy lifting and the ones we need the most right now. So, shout out to those guys. Shout out to all the zookeepers that are still having to go into work every day because we got animals that need to be fed. And, there's going to be I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but there are a lot of rumors about a lot of zoos closing right now. The zoo that I work at obviously is in a better situation than most, but a lot of these smaller zoos around the country, they're in trouble right now. They live and die by that attendance every day, and that's not happening right now. So if your local zoo survives, go support them once they're back open. Once they're back open and it's safe to go out, I should say, because there may be some, I don't know what zoo, but there might be a zoo somewhere that decides they're going to open early because Trump says so. Don't wait till it's safe.
Yeah, don't go on Easter. What about the animals themselves? Do you see any sort of effect on them because of all of this?
Not so much the ones that I work with, but I have heard stories that the orangutans especially, like they have a notice that there are no guests around anymore. Like they're a very popular exhibit right now because they share an exhibit with some siamangs, which is another type of ape. And there's this really cute thing going on right now where one of the younger orangutans are super into this. It's not really a baby anymore, but it's still kind of a baby siamang. And she kind of like the orangutan kind of steals it from mom and go because he wants to go play with it a lot. So they have this kind of cute interspecies relationship going on around both girls. So get your minds out of the gutter. Nothing about that. Just, it's really cute. Like two kids of different species playing together right now. So they're a very popular one. And I've heard stories that the orangutans are especially like sitting by the glass, like kind of like wondering where all the people are and stuff. So, but otherwise, I don't know specifically about definitely not the elephants. They don't care about anything really. And then the polar bears, they don't necessarily care about the guests either. So,
okay.
Yeah, the polar bears, when I visit the Cincinnati Zoo, they just kind of swim around. They're not looking, they're not worried about anybody. They're just doing their thing. They're not. Yeah,
they're the largest land carnivore. They're not afraid of anything except for our male polar bear that's afraid of rain, who's 1,300 pounds and afraid of rain. So
it's a pretty good zoo,
I know
Mike.
one other thing.
It's one of the best zoos in the country, isn't it?
It is.
It's pretty fantastic. And you know what? You know one of the other things that polar bears are probably scared of are panda bears, but that's another.
Wow,
that's
this is about to go on
show.
for another hour right now.
Look who did it this time, J. Mike. Look who opened up, huh? Yeah,
I'm just saying. We've
been
over this.
Bears.
We've been over this. First, there's gummy bears, and then panda bears on the list of actual bears. So we've accomplished that. Yeah, there's gummy bears. Then there's the international sex symbol of international animal sex symbol. Bobby, you were there for this discussion.
Fur.
And
you
Twitch of that fur, Matt Price.
I know you guys said no more startups, but I know you're all going to be wanting Red List 3 here in a couple months.
Oh gosh,
Matt.
Also, I feel like J Mike's just trying to really stretch this podcast out. And
unfortunately,
no.
J Mike, I might even make an exception. Like the pandas aren't endangered anymore, but I might make an exception and make them available just so you join the league.
Y'all are trying to ruin me. Ruin me.
Pandas aren't going to be a part of the league.
I'm definitely not joining. Matt Price is a jerk. I take back every nice thing I ever said about him. I'm such a bully. No, I'm just kidding.
Some startup too, and I said no. So if I commit to Red List 3, I'll definitely also be getting some DMs.
J Mike, I was pushing to try and convince Matt to come take a job at the Cincinnati Zoo right there. I don't think you helped.
My goodness.
I don't think you helped our case, man. I've been trying to get him to move here for like 2 years.
It's so good. I mean,
He's
San
like,
Diego
no,
Zoo.
he's
It's
like
San Diego
San
Zoo. I get
He's
it.
like San Diego is a pretty nice place to live. And like,
I live in
wow.
a place
Whatever.
where it doesn't get colder than 60 or hotter than 80. Like, what am I? Why would I ever?
And we are
Yeah.
never between 60 and 80. We are either 45 or 85. So it's
That's so true.
it's literally
100%
the
humidity.
exact
Funny.
opposite.
Yes.
Why
You
would
could-
you not
you
want to
could-
live in this, Matt?
I don't know
it's
why
either
people
freezing
live
or you're melting. It's perfect.
I
Welcome
don't know
to
what
2020,
people live
Matt
anywhere
Price.
but San Diego, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Ugh.
can't say as I blame you. It's pretty nice out there.
I've never been, but I hear it's beautiful. Anyway,
But no, I appreciate you guys having me on. Always a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thank you. And go check out the DGN. Y'all need to come up with more name games. Okay? Put out more episodes. I couldn't believe that it was only episode 56 or something. Like,
Oh my
what?
God, is it really? It feels like we've been doing it forever.
I know. It feels
Well, that's because it's like-
seems like
That's because we've
Come
only
on.
had like 6 this season.
yeah.
I do
I-
have one. I do have one I have to edit and post.
We didn't even.
But you guys, Russ just got it posted, so I have like 2 weeks before we gotta get another one out, right?
We didn't even
Jeez.
do a tournament of champions this year because we just didn't play enough games.
That was pretty sad when we realized that. Like
It was like
and
online.
Nathan's like, when am I coming on for the season of champions? And we're like, oh, that might be the episode that I just recorded. That hasn't been heard yet, I think. And Nathan brought it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, we just scratched it this year.
Nathan Powell.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
realized it on air while we were recording.
You gotta
like,
get him on
the
here, Jamie.
that last episode that I hosted, where I was like, "Wait a minute, the season is over and we never had a tournament of champions, and we can't have one because we have like 5 winners or something.
And it's also a lot of work.
Maybe not even 5 winners because I know I won like most of those episodes."
Man, this guy. Oh, J Mike,
That's a
I'm with you.
heavy-handed humble brag.
Panda bears are better.
Thank you, Bosh.
Panda bears are better. Cooler than a polar bear's toenails. Oh well, J Mike, you know that I was just leaning into you for that one, huh?
Here he go again, talking that. Anywho, I'm not even going to get into everything that I typically would for our close. Main things being this. Thank you very much to everybody who kicked it with us sometime in the chat this evening. Too many to name at the current moment, but just thank you all very much. Appreciate that. Obviously, to our guests, Bobby, Bosh, Pricer. For the longest one, I actually thought his name was Pricer. Just thankful to have you guys back. Golly, it's always so much fun to be able to kick it with you, and I'm grateful for this time, especially even now. Just so grateful for this time. So please, everybody, go check out John Bosh on Twitter and the things that he's doing to try to be able to put meals out for people. Please be on the lookout for Matt Price, and obviously doing fantastic things at the San Diego Zoo, as well as Red List 3 coming up, because if that comes up, I know that's like the pantheon of leagues that people have between like Pigs, Kitchen Sink, the Wreck Bobby League, Scott Fish Bowl. Like, these are the type of leagues that people are like, when people bring that up, it's kind of a big deal. So major shout out to you doing that. If you do it again, Price, and obviously Bobby, with everything that he's got going on, from his chart that I just recently retweeted. If you haven't seen it ever before, it's actually from January of 2019, Bobby Koch's QB chart. And he ranks it basically, if you don't remember what it is. Bobby, do you want to go over it, or do you want people to find it on Twitter, or how do you want to address that real quick?
People can find it. And also, I just want to say, because now I just feel like that one jerk who's not doing something charitable. Matt's talking about like endangered species, talking about kids. I don't know if everybody caught my tweet, but for a while I didn't have DMs open to everybody just because I got a huge influx for a while. But my DMs are open. I did that just because I want to be available to talk to anybody who wants to talk about anything. It could be whether you're stressed about what's going on. It could be about football. It could be about video games, comic books, TV shows, you name it. I just think, as J Mike pointed out, it's good to be able to talk to people, even if it's over the internet.
Big facts. Absolute big fact. So Bobby's DMs are open. So keep the nonsense and the hate out of there, y'all. But if you want to be able to show him love, encourage him, or talk life, he's there for you as well. Obviously, and this is really what I want to get to. Two things. One, to everybody who has showed so much stinking love, specifically to me and encouragement to me regarding J Mike's journal. Thank you. Entry 2's out, and I'm the conversations that this is sparking to be able to help people recognize, like, man, like, you're not the only one going through some stuff. Here for you all. So if you want to have a conversation or whatever it is, I appreciate y'all checking that out and the support that I've been getting with that. Also, to every single person who's out there helping people check out at grocery stores, to the people who are working at zoos, because my kids are actually home, and one of the things that our local zoo is doing every day is something that they're live streaming at the Cincinnati Zoo. They have a special thing each day that my kids can check out, and it's absolutely amazing. To everybody in first responders, to our doctors, to everybody who has to work and deal with people during this time, and you're not being encouraged, you're not being thanked, you're not even likely being treated like a human being in many instances, because people are incredibly selfish and being rude towards you and everything else. Just thank you so much for holding us up as a country and still seeing people as people. And I'm not trying to get all deep and philosophical or political, but it's really cool to be able to see people legitimately caring about people and not so much worrying about the numbers and the economy of things, and just being able to see people for the value that they are, which are amazing things. So all of you, if you're working and grinding right now, thank you. You are appreciated so incredibly much. And I don't know who needs to hear that, probably nobody, but man, you are appreciated. So thank you to our teachers, everybody, all the people that I probably will forget to mention in this moment. Thank you for your sacrifice. You are appreciated right now. On Twitter, at JMikeCheck, at JMICCheck, hashtag international sex symbol of the animal kingdom, Panda King. On
FF
Twitter,
Panda King.
FF Panda, yes.
DLF
That's such
Panda
a good
King.
one.
DLF Panda King.
Panda King.
I bet that's
DLFF
available.
Panda King. DLFF Panda King. That's so perfect. Anywho, on Twitter, the show's handle, the Open Bar Pod. To my main man, I'm gonna leave it alone, Mr. Gearing If You Nasty, aka Genius the MC, aka Bun G, aka Letterman's Jacket, aka Mr. Class of 09, aka Lotion Bottles Empty, aka Beer Me.
Don't do that. Come on. Fuck off. Go back.
At FF Man Bun on Twitter, Gabe, take us home.
Hey, Mike, I know you guys don't edit, but good Lord, that's got to be at the beginning of the show. That was so good.
I'm coming at you for that one, dude. You can't do that. You can call me nasty, but you can't.
To be the name of the episode, honestly.
Come on, man.
Lotion bottles empty. Name of the episode. Yes.
Cocoa butter
Just
kisses,
empty
man.
all
Cocoa butter
over the
kisses.
bottle.
Oh man.
Washing my
And J Mike, he just got a little too excited looking at the twitch of that fur. It's
twitch
fine.
of that fur. Come on, Bobby, telling y'all, man, pandas.
All right. I don't even have anything, man. That's enough. That's enough. All right. Well, I'm glad that you did shout out your podcast, the J Mike's Journal. New edition out. If you haven't heard already, go and check it. Episode 2. Actually, I haven't heard it yet, but I'd like to go and sit back.
It is a comfy blanket
relaxed.
hoodie.
What is that?
Sorry.
Talking about Adam Wildy.
Oh, is it one of those? I saw
It
him
is.
wearing that.
It's exactly what my kids wear.
Is it
at Swimming.
huge? One of those huge things?
Yes.
Okay, that's cute.
Freaking blanket with a hood.
All right. Well, shout out to everyone everywhere still creating podcasts so that we can listen to them in this dire time. of figuring out what we want to do, because I think that a lot of us want to, unless you got kids and you probably are like, ugh, go back to school already. Like summer break just started 2 months early. This isn't fair. So I guess shout out to the parents, I know we've got parents here, so shout out to y'all and shout out to everyone else, starting summer break early. That's a grind. But for everyone else or even parents, figure out what the heck you want to do. You got some time at home now to figure out what you want to do. If you aren't currently liking what you want to do or even thinking about what you want to do, I don't know. I don't care. Let's get out of here. This is great. We're here next week, right, J Mike? Yeah.
We are. Yes, sir.
We have guests.
You do. Yes, sir.
We're starting to line up guests for April. Look, you thought the open bar was going somewhere? Nope. Right here in your
Never
ears.
going anywhere
Right here
from
in
my
your eyes.
experience.
Yep. Not going one place
Nope.
ever. Not at
Not
all.
quickly.
Unless to DLF. We might go to DLF and we might overtake that industry permanently. So keep your eyes peeled. All jokes. Shout out to DLF. Thank you for posting ADP so frequently so we can use it on our show and say stuff about it. That's it. All right. Put your drinks up.
I've been out for about a half hour. This is terrible.
Wow. By the way, did you
Stuck
get
the dregs?
did you get another one? Were you only shouted out twice?
Yep, twice.
Okay. I should have tagged you in the last one to make you do something again at the end.
I would have had to get up and go get more then.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next week, this is the Open Bar. Live, 9:30 Eastern, Tuesday-ish. Deuces.